Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
Fat broads and horse face.
Shut up, silly woman.
In those days, you remember the straight razor, just bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, when I tell you get off the board, you get off the board.
I'm particularly glad that these lovely children were here today to hear that speech. Not only was it authentic frontier gibberish, it expressed a courage little seen in this day and age.
If you get a cough, please leave the room.
I got worms. I got hairy legs.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228, as the big boy said. Eddie coming in with extra stuff. Coming in on two wheels hot today. And I got you a gift, Eddie, too. Well, it was actually, I didn't need to eat another one. So half is for you, half is for Sky in that pink box there.
See, where is Scott?
He'll be here in a
You
second.
snooze, you lose.
I already told him he gets half. I already cut it in half. Don't you be doing that.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Anyway.
I might be wrestling later.
We'll get to more of that in a second. But first, let's go, as is now a tradition on Wednesdays, to Jeff Poor. Of course, he's the host of the Jeff Poor Show there, 106.5 FM in the Mobile area, and also the editor-in-chief at 1819 News. Jeff, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Good to have you on the program. And just real quick, did you have a good holiday weekend? Good food, good football, get time with the family?
All except for Saturday. I know I came on this program that was very down on the Auburn Tigers, but they didn't let me down quite like I had anticipated they were going to let me down. It was just a different letdown.
Yeah, I was for a second. I think I said one of my predictions was 24-23
Right.
Auburn, and I'm like, well, it could happen. And then I realized, nope, this is either going to be an Alabama win or Auburn's going to have a different score and lead. But, yeah, one for the history books for sure.
Yeah, I suppose that's a nice way of putting it. How about just utter devastation?
That's
More pain as an Auburn fan. Just getting used to it.
Yeah, it's become something I'm getting desensitized to,
Mhm.
Eddie. I don't know. It's just like there was something in me on Saturday when the punt was muffed, and I was like, "Well, this is why we don't have nice things at Auburn University." This was the moment I had been waiting for. And then, for whatever reason, knowing that I should have known the outcome at that point, I kept my hopes up high after like third down there, and I was like, oh, it's over now. There's no way they can connect here.
Yeah, it's over. But enough of that, because are you proud being, a great resident here of the state of Alabama? As an Alabamian, are you proud that we get a presidential debate upcoming, I guess, next week?
It sounds like a dare I say, nothing burger. I don't. I'm afraid to say that it's going to come in with a bang and go out with a whimper.
Yeah, and it seems like they're trying to make hay out of, I guess, tomorrow night on Hannity's show. There's a debate between DeSantis and Gavin Newsom, which I'm like, why is that even allowed? But I don't know how excited I am for that. But the Nikki Haley push, the Ron DeSantis, as much as I might like Ron DeSantis, even Vivek, unless Trump drops out, I don't see any of these people getting anywhere close to the White House.
Well, I think what you're seeing now is the Haley surge. I mean, these candidates get their one moment. Vivek Ramaswamy had his opportunity already. You see this historically throughout presidential cycles, at least here in the last 15, 20 years. But remember, like there was a Ben Carson time or a Herman Cain time or, where they get their Ted Cruz or, like Mike Huckabee gets a few moments, Rick Santorum, and then they fade back into obscurity. Well, down this front, right now we're in the throes of the Nikki Haley surge.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see where all that goes. But it's being reported today that Biden's already hitting Trump, like Trump's going to be the nominee. And some folks are kind of freaking out that we might, in fact, maybe for different reasons, everybody's freaking out, but we might, in fact, have Biden and Trump the rematch. Aren't we excited?
No, does it, what's going to be different this time around? Like, I don't think there'll be a debate. I don't think there will be a Biden-Trump debate. I mean, the difference, I suppose, would be who's going to be the running mate for Trump. It's not going to be Mike Pence, clearly. Then, you know, is there a vice presidential debate? Like, what does a debateless presidential cycle look like?
Right. Well, and I guess that last cycle, thinking back to it, it was such a weird one because of the pandemic. I guess Biden literally spent all that time in his basement.
Yeah.
And doing all those interviews from the basement. I don't know. Can he get away with that again, not actually going out and touring?
No, here's what I think, though. I think they are really gambling that Trump's legal complications are what saved them. That it's some technicality, or that the American people in a general election setting won't like a president who's been convicted of a crime, or that they are banking on that. That they can't change horses in this race and jump off the Biden wagon, because that would be conceding that Biden isn't fit for office. We can't do that. We can't concede that as a media or any of that. So anyway, then what do? You know they got to have a plan B. I think plan B's got to be something along those lines.
Yeah, it's just I'm excited for 24, but I'm not exactly feeling great about it, if that makes any sense. And now shifting gears a little bit, I want to go to the Alabama Democrats. They recently said that Tommy Tuberville is speaking in code. Now, I always, hesitate. I don't tap my toes at the airport bathroom. I don't want it to actually come across as code. But, I don't think Tuberville was speaking in code when he brought up wokeness. But did they go to full-on Tommy Tuberville's a Nazi?
They did. The image of Hitler there, yes, they did. This is, as a rule, Joey, and I've been at this game a long time, and now sort of in a leadership position at 1819. It's never really appropriate to use a picture, unless there's some kind of context you can include with it, which I can explain that, of Hitler. Right. We used the entirety of the Alabama Democratic Party's tweet, but just putting up a picture of Hitler, unless you're commemorating something, I don't know if but it becomes very propaganda-ish. It's something we can have a nuanced discussion if we must, but I think the best thing always is to avoid images of Hitler when you're trying to make your point.
Well, I was thinking to myself when I saw that with political enemies or political opponents like that, no wonder the GOP wins elections in this state over and over again with kind of lackluster results in their governing, in my humble opinion. But maybe competition would be a good thing in this state, but I don't see, other than maybe a few shining lights individuals, I don't see much going on with the Alabama Democratic Party.
And they need to be really good right now, right? They got a competitive second congressional district. If you're a Democrat in this state and you happen to be listening to News Talk 93.1, you better check in on your state Democratic Party, because you're going to need all your resources to win that seat. It is still technically, I guess, even though it's drawn with a black voting age population that's supposed to favor a Democrat, it is still a Democrat Republican swing seat under the technical definition, and you're going to have to get out and work for it. If you don't have any viable Democratic Party infrastructure in the state, and there is not any, then it's just going to stay in Republican hands. If you really want this to be a pickup, you need to go knock on Joe Reed's door somewhere and say, hey, man, it was a good run the last 40, 50 years. Maybe we change courses here.
Yeah, and just whoever's running that Twitter account, I don't know who it is, but it's just silly season. But Twitter X can kind of become that, of course, but that's not effective with deep red Alabama by any means. Yeah, like, okay, call me Nazi again, and eventually I'll change my mind after the 100th time. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's kind of emblematic of like what's going on with Alabama Democrats, like really bad, questionable decision making, getting at odds with the national party. Alabama Democrats are going to need national help. It's just like I said, whoever's running the show there at the headquarters is really woefully just out of touch with what the point is here.
Again, folks, we're talking to Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show, as well as editor-in-chief there at 1819 News. And I want to close on this because I tuned into Tucker on X last night, and as we've established, you know Tucker, worked with him years ago. And, well, he attacked or branded somebody else you know, and have known for a while, Mike Rogers of Alabama, as one of the guys holding back the truth about UFOs. Do you think there's something to this, actually, with all these whistleblowers coming out talking about the UAPs as they've now rebranded them?
Well, yeah, I mean, as the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Congressman Rogers has, I guess, certain authority, certain abilities, certain powers to make things public, and he is determined that that is not going to be the case, and that's where Tucker sees the congressman from our 3rd Congressional District letting us down.
Yeah, and it's not just Rogers, it's also Mike Turner, I believe, chairing another committee. I forget which one. But
Intelligence, right, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, with this ongoing story about UFOs, UAPs, whatever we're calling them, these unidentified things in the sky, where does your mind go? Like, for the longest time, this was a joke. Now it seems like there's something going on here.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, why are we being protected from ourselves? Like, why does the government need and not let us know? What is going on here? I'm always a kind of a guy that's very skeptical of government secrets. I acknowledge that you have to keep something secret, but the way Washington works right now, they classify everything. They make everything top secret. Just in some cases, just to protect themselves. But Tucker, in theory, is right. Why is it important to keep this on the down low?
Well, I like that he's continuing to push that issue, and Burchett's been pretty great on that. Anna Paulina Luna's been pretty great on that. So maybe we'll get some answers out of it. But I'm just amazed that folks just shrug their shoulders and go, "Okay, you kooks." Like, man, the conditioning over the last few decades has really worked.
Well, yeah, I mean, like we're at an all-time high, Joey, where people are skeptical of their institutions, right? Like, there's more skepticism, particularly of government, than there has been in a long time. Why wouldn't we say, hey, you know, what's going on here with the JFK assassination? What's going on here with UFOs? Why all these secrets all this time?
Yeah, we need to know the truth on this. And in fact, for folks who don't know, Chuck Schumer has introduced an amendment that essentially would be like, oh, we're going to release all the information on the UFOs, but it's the same exact system that's been put around all the JFK assassination information. So they're up to some, I think, silly game. But I just want to know what it is, because I've been told by Andrew Napolitano, Judge Knapp, that he was really pushing Trump hard to release the JFK files. And when Trump didn't, the judge was giving him hell, and they've known each other for like 20, 30 years. And Trump said, Judge, if you saw what I saw, you wouldn't release it either. So that makes me want to see it even more. What are they hiding?
What are they hiding? Would it lead to World War III? I mean, why? What do we need to know here? And I think it's the same with anything. COVID. I mean, look at how reluctant they were to acknowledge finally that the Chinese government probably were the engineers of the COVID virus. Stuff like that. It becomes like we're being treated like children, and that's never a good approach.
Yeah, no wonder people don't trust him. Well, I always appreciate your time, Jeff. If folks want to follow your work, what you're writing about, thinking about, how can they do so?
1819 News, 1819news.com, and twitter.com/Jeff_Poor.
Well, I appreciate your time as always.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Again, Jeff Poor there, folks. Always great having him on the show. Adjust your camera a little bit there, Eddie. Yeah, there you are.
There I am.
There he is. How you gentlemen doing today?
All right.
Doing great.
Great.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's nice and cold. I like
It is a little chilly.
Yeah.
It is a little chilly.
Did you save him his half?
I don't know if you saw what happened when Sky came in, but he made an aggressive move towards the boxes of cookies, and I tried to put the block on him.
He
But,
block checked me.
Wow.
He cookie blocked me.
but in the end, since you had announced to everyone that he got half the cookie, I had no choice. I had to give him half the cookie.
Yeah, pass that box over here. Let me take a look at that logo, Eddie.
You can't see it from there? Can you zoom in on that on the camera?
Yeah, I'm learning that I have to bring things to people that I appreciate, and I appreciate you two gentlemen. But really, the truth is, I didn't need to get any more of those. They're too good.
That's decadent, man.
We'll have to find out.
Wow.
Freaking good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie's going to be the judge of that?
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Well, that's fair,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Although I haven't really ever met a cookie I didn't like, so.
It's, I believe, called frozen hot chocolate.
That is crazy because that's what I have in this cup.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
How many calories? You made me snort. How many calories have you eaten today?
All right, let's
So
see.
far,
I'll
it's
start
only
with my
halfway
day.
through the day.
Start with my day. I had a half a cup of coffee. I did have that heart attack biscuit up at the Kim's with the bacon, the cheese, and the
Heart
egg.
attack biscuit.
Oh man, they're so good. And I promised I wouldn't tell on them. And I got that, and then there's this. So this is probably like 200, not much, right?
What, a frozen big old, that's a large.
It's a medium.
No, that's a large from Dunkin'.
Not ounces, calories, man. Okay.
Wow.
And there's the whipped cream. I tried it without the whipped cream. It's just not the same, so they had to put the whipped cream back on there.
What would you estimate, Sky, there?
In the cup or
Or
all
just
day?
in general all day, what he's had?
Probably about 1,800. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
You
Would
guys are going low. I was going for like 3.
Oh, did you already
Well, we
hit
didn't
3?
see
Yeah, I
the
was thinking I was
biscuit.
around 3.
Okay, we
Yeah, the
didn't
biscuit
actually-
was.
Right.
You know the size of a Big Mac. Okay, imagine a country biscuit that big with egg and cheese and enough bacon that half a pig was on there.
Okay. I want to up my.
It was delicious. It was so good.
That's one time I wouldn't mind seeing a picture of somebody's food on the internet.
Well, that's actually how it happened. I was cruising Facebook this morning, and somebody had taken a picture of a biscuit that somebody purchased at Kim's, and I said, "Man, that looks good." I'm too lazy to make my own, and I made the drive.
Oh, you can't make that at home. Man.
No,
not
you
if it's
can't.
done right. It's
No.
too much work.
Nope. So, how was your day, Joey?
Oh, good. I haven't eaten yet today.
Really?
Yep.
You
There's
doing
a
the
half
fasting
cookie
thing?
left at the
But I
bottom.
thought breakfast is like the important meal and all that kind of thing.
Not for me.
No.
Nah? That one of them government food pyramids I got
Yeah,
suckered
I got
in
up,
on?
I did 2 miles on the elliptical and then a squat workout. And then I got home and... What? What's funny about a squat workout?
I just go pick up some pine cones in the yard. You do the same thing, right?
No, you don't. Bending over is not the same thing as squatting. You should know this by your advanced age.
So when you say that, you mean you were riding the squatty potty for a couple of hours?
No, that's not. You always
it
have to
either?
take it to some scatological gross thing and undermine my hard efforts to get in shape. You're always
You got a
undermining
good shape
me.
going on there, Joey.
No,
You're nice oblong
yeah,
action.
I know. I look like one of those Russian dolls. That's thick in the middle.
You have another doll inside of you?
Let's hope not. Hey, let's hit a break. But first, this part of the program brought to you by New Look Decorating Center.
I'll be going to see him this week.
Really?
Yep. Porch number 2. We finished up porch number 1, so porch number 2 needs the same treatment, but I don't have enough paint, so I've got to go back, see the guys over there, get some more. I think it was like a beautiful, I want to call it rainy day gray, but I know that's not the real color. But it was absolutely gorgeous. I actually picked the color out of a magazine, took it to them. They were actually able to do the color match, and I thought, okay, when I paint it, we'll see what it really looks like. It was pretty close enough that I couldn't really tell, that it wasn't the same exact color out of that magazine.
Well, there you go, folks. The New Look Decorating Center, that great team can help you, whether you're doing it yourself or contracting out the job. And, hey, they do more than just those great Benjamin Moore paint and stain supplies.
Yeah, they do.
They also do fabric and wallpaper.
Yep.
And Katie is the fabric and wallpaper specialist there. You went in to see her because one of these houses you were looking at had fabric in the
it has
bathroom.
fabric in the upstairs master bedroom, I guess you'd say. I thought
Really?
it was, to me, it looks like, honest, and I'm being honest, it looks like canvas bags. That's what it looks like. It's attractive, I guess. But I was going to pull it down. I took a picture of it, took it to them. They actually told me what it was. There was an actual name for it. And I said, well, I think I'm going to take it down. It's not going to go with what I want to do. And she said, before you do all that, remember this, you can always paint that. So that we stopped right then and said, you know what, let's leave it up. If we want to change it, it's a lot cheaper to paint it than to remove it and put something else up. Let's try that first.
Well, folks, y'all got to check out New Look Decorating. You heard it from Eddie here. He's used them a lot because they're just that good. A great Benjamin Moore local shop. Been here for 40 years in Montgomery. So you can always call them at 271-0007 or go online to newlookdecoratingcenter.com. But I really encourage you to stop by that showroom.
Yes.
6237 Atlanta Highway, right here in Montgomery, where Bell Road dead ends to Atlanta Highway. You'll see it in all its glory. Benjamin Moore's New Look Decorating Center. And be sure to tell Brett and the entire team there that Joey and Eddie and Sky from News and Views in the afternoon sent you. Sky, I heard a little...
If you're going to cough, please leave.
Yeah, you know the rules. No, they're not mine. They're the president's.
It snuck up on me.
I am like...
Something in this room.
Yeah.
Something in this room.
Something in this room?
Yeah. I don't ever have to cough till I get in here.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You'll man up.
Maybe it's when Joey's around.
You'll man up.
Could be that perfume he's wearing.
I don't wear perfume. I don't even wear cologne. It's just me.
Just brute.
Musk. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. Did you know the current national average turn time to close on a mortgage is 48 business days? But not at Alabama Home Mortgage. At Alabama Home Mortgage, our average close time is 16 business days. That's a month faster than the rest. How do we do it? With over 60 years of combined experience in the industry. Our team knows mortgages. Our years of experience yield a better experience for our customers. Folks, time is money. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, don't waste time with another mortgage company, bank, or credit union. We close on time every time. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our fast turn time is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
May I help you?
Well, howdy. I'm Bill the electrician. Come to wire up your new air compressors.
Oh, well, okay. Never seen an electrician pull up in a camo Jeep with deer antlers on the front.
Yeah, that 3 points of beauty, ain't it?
No matter what your electrician is driving, make sure it says Crosby Electric on the side. Crosby Electricians will take care of your electrical issues professionally and for a reasonable price.
Bill, you sure you know how to design these circuits?
Well, of course. And if I do get stuck, I got a secret weapon.
Oh, yeah?
YouTube.
Oh, boy.
Crosby Electric has been serving this area for over 50 years. We have the experience to do your job correctly.
Okay, let's try out these new air compressors.
Bill, you blew up my new compressors.
Yeah, sorry about that. Here, take my Jeep. It's yours.
What?
I'll just keep the horns, if that's okay.
Protect your property and yourself. Always call the experts at Crosby Electric or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
Hey y'all, this is Tammy at Mama's Produce, and it's a new season here. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here through the fall. We've got all of your tailgate needs. We've got breakfast needs. Don't forget we got new sausages in. Those sausages we had last year, they're back. Still got your tomatoes, other fresh vegetables, and we're going to have some new things coming online, so stay tuned to our Facebook page and look out.
Hey Brent, love the color. If you had to choose, would you watch paint dry or compare benefits plans?
Compare benefits plans, obviously.
But you know how complicated benefits are, right?
Well, I run payroll with Gusto. Gusto makes it easy to find benefits like medical, dental, and vision for my whole team.
Whoa! Oh, sorry. I'm gonna need new glasses.
Don't worry, you're covered.
Choose benefits without the mess. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
Cyber Golden Gable deals are here at Lowe's. Deck your home with a holiday living 4-piece decor set that includes a wreath, garland, and 2 potted trees. A $149 value for just $59. And don't forget to upgrade your bathroom with up to 50% off select vanities, faucets, and shower heads. Hurry, these cyber savings won't last because Lowe's knows deals. Valid through 11/29 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. My two trusty sidekicks at the moment are here, Eddie Vader and Sky Mosley.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good today.
Did you wear a scarf today?
I did.
Okay, I thought so.
Why?
I just thought it was scarf season, and I noticed that one over there. So I know you're a scarf.
Oh, no,
guy.
this Christmas we're going to have a gay old time. Just because you keep making these subtextual homophobic jokes,
I said
I'm going to lean
season.
into it, big boy.
I said it's scarf season. That's all I
No,
said.
I know what you were doing.
I just pictured the Joey that I knew in his little Miata, scarf around.
It wasn't a Miata, it was a BMW Z3. See what he does to me, Scott?
Yeah,
He's
that's pretty low,
undermining
man.
me.
That was pretty low.
He's an unreliable narrator when it comes to my life.
He had that spanky, Little Rascals hat on, his scarf blowing in the
Seriously,
wind.
you're like a Faulkner character that people have to read in between the lines to see what he's actually saying. You know the opening chapter of Sound and the Fury with Benji? That's you.
Was the car red? Was it a convertible? Little Miata.
Just shut up while you're talking to me. Just shut your mouth. But here, let's bring on a guy I'm happy to talk to. We have Greg Poole from the Montgomery County Republican Party. Hey, Greg, how are you?
Hey, Joey, Eddie, and Sky. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man.
Good to hear from you, man. And I want to thank you for an invitation to the Grand Old Christmas Party coming up Monday, December the 4th at 6 in the evening. And this is open to the folks out there listening, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I want to invite all of your listeners. It's sponsored by a handful of the Republican groups in town, the Republican Club of Central Alabama, the Young Republicans, and some of the other groups. It's the Republican Christmas Party for Montgomery and the entire River region. It's going to be at the RSA Activity Center Monday, December 4th at 6 p.m. Tickets are $25. We'll have heavy hors d'oeuvres, cash bar, live music. And you can get tickets on Eventbrite. You can go to capitalchristmas.eventbrite.com. If you don't remember that web address, you can just go to our Facebook page. Or if you go to Eventbrite, you can just search for Grand Old Christmas Party or Montgomery Christmas Party. It'll pop up.
Grand Old Christmas Party. And so you said heavy hors d'oeuvres, which that's me. I sometimes when I want to be a glutton, I just order all appetizers. So hors d'oeuvres are a great thing.
They're going to feed us.
Yeah, you'll be able to make a meal out of it. There'll be plenty of food, dessert, and non-alcoholic, and then there'll be a cash bar if you're wanting that. And we're expecting a good crowd, a good number of candidates. I got that primary will be here before you know it in March, so we'll have a number of candidates, some of the congressional, second congressional district candidates, and some of our elected officials will be there as well. So it's a great time to come out and meet some people and meet the candidates and talk to some elected officials and get involved. We certainly need more people involved in all of our Republican groups in the River region.
Yeah, yes, we do. And again, folks, just search Grand Old Christmas Party on Eventbrite. I just grabbed a ticket for myself, and I'm going to be there on Monday night. December the 4th at 6 p.m. is when it starts, folks. It sounds like a great event y'all putting together. Greg, are we leaving anything out before I let you go?
I think that's pretty much it. Y'all just go to Eventbrite and buy tickets. We've got the prices tried to get them as reasonable as possible so we could get as many people as we can there. Again, it's at the RSA Activity Center, big venue. They have a lot of open parking at night. Not easy to park down there in the day, but it's a lot easier at night. And it's going to be a good event. Y'all come on out.
Well, I appreciate the invitation to me and to
Thanks, Greg.
the team and to all the audience out there. Appreciate it, man.
Sure. Good talking to you guys.
You too. Again, Greg Poole there with the Montgomery County Republican Party. I believe he's the chair, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg's a good guy. I mean, he invited us to one of these. You and I were at the Biscuits.
The Biscuits.
thing. Yeah, we had a ball.
GOP meetup.
That was a lot of fun. Good food, good fun, good people.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. Especially that guest of honor, Jess Muse? What a talent.
Yeah, I mean, and the lineup of guests, we should have gotten into that. Who all's going to be there? But there's time. There's still time.
There's still time. I think we're going to be okay here. And I'm enjoying heading into this holiday season. I don't know. Maybe I have actually turned over a new leaf.
Wow.
I've been trying, and it keeps slipping back over.
Looking forward to Christmas, are we?
Yeah, but the eating and the
man.
just
all the festivities and fun.
I'm gonna have a gay old time.
What I hear.
Flintstones.
What I hear.
We gotta hit this break.
Yabba-dabba-doo.
And coming up after the break, we have 1819 News' own Erica Thomas. Look forward to talking to her. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This holiday season is about more. Not more presents and shopping. More you. That's why at Montgomery Men's Health, we're celebrating the season of connection. Connecting with your family, with true friendships, and with yourself. We're treating erectile dysfunction with the least invasive, most advanced treatment options. We've been the local support team helping men get that spark back. In the bedroom, on the job, at the gym, and everywhere life takes you. To celebrate this season of connection, we're giving away free B12 at our Montgomery clinic with every office visit for those who medically qualify. Our commitment is to take care of men, because men who feel alive will change the world. Don't wait to experience the difference our team at Montgomery Men's Health can make. Do it for your career. Do it for your family. Do it for your love life. Do it for you. Because the most meaningful present you can give is a man who is fully present. To give the gift of you this year, call now, 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to set up a consultation and lab panel today.
Is your cell phone or iPad cracked, broken, or not working right? Don't let the big carrier stores sucker you into a new $1,100 device. Let XI Repair fix your device today. XI Repair fixes cell phones, computers, laptops, iPads, game consoles, drones, and more. Their certified technicians fix hundreds of devices every day. When your device needs care, call XI Repair, 334-777-1234, or Google XI Repair.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Our cool, dry pattern continues for now, but we have a very wet pattern in the not-too-distant future. So today, cool sunshine with a high temperature in the mid to upper 50s. Partly cloudy tonight. We'll be close to the freeze mark, I think, by dawn tomorrow morning. For the day tomorrow, dry again with high near 60, a sun and cloud mix. Dry through the evening hours, but showers and thunderstorms become likely late Thursday night and Friday, part one of a double-barreled storm system. Periods of rain Saturday and Sunday. Rainfall amounts could be significant. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you once again for voting ASE the best credit union and best mortgage company in Central Alabama's Reader's Choice Awards. We're honored to serve our members for 69 years and counting.
ASE Credit Union, your life, your goals, your ASE.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. And, Erica Thomas of 1819 News, who we have on the phone here. Good afternoon, Erica.
Hey, Joey. How's it going?
Great, other than my sidekick Eddie here constantly undermining me. But, no, you know what you're doing.
How you figure?
You know it.
Who brought you a gift today?
Who brought you a gift today? Why don't you eat your cookie and shut up?
What's better, my gift or half a cookie?
You should try the
Thank
cookie,
you.
man.
That's true, too, actually, yeah.
Second
Good
first.
point. Yeah.
I just love the Christmas spirit. Y'all are just so sweet.
Oh, we give each other something every day.
Deck in the halls.
But you were listening in, and you must have been commenting. There's nothing wrong with the Miata. Well, at least for the first 20,000 miles.
If you're a chick,
That's right.
if you're a chick, correct.
Shut up. We have a guest.
She's a chick. It's okay. A lady.
Well, my dad's a mechanic, so I have a different a different way of looking at this. I know I also drove a small car that's similar to that. I think it was actually what you were driving, the BMW. But my dad was like, we can keep this for a little bit, but after a certain amount of time, we'll have to sell it because I'm not working on it forever.
Yeah, that's well, what happened to mine is
Yeah.
like the head gasket blew up, so it's kind of like
That's what happens. Once something like that goes, just let it go. Just let it go.
I miss that car though.
I know
do
you can
miss it.
still get it.
It can be fun. My Jeep actually has a blown head gasket, but I should be getting it back next week. For the Jeep, it's worth it.
Oh,
There you
definitely.
go. There you
That
go.
thing holds its value.
Yeah, and everything's getting more expensive these days, but people still have hope. You had a piece on Alabama Christmas tree farmers. What are they seeing coming up for this holiday?
Yeah, well, as most people know, this year, towards the middle of the year, we started to see this drought, and the last couple of months have been terrible. So that was a concern for a lot of places. It was, is the drought going to kill our Christmas trees? So, because a lot of these Christmas tree farms don't have irrigation in place because we do get so much rain in Alabama typically. So they're watching for that. And then another thing that's weather related that could impact Christmas trees this year is in the spring we saw very, very cold temperatures, cooler than usual. And so that impacted the growth of some of the trees. Like the guy down here in Baldwin County that has the Christmas tree farm, he told me that he wasn't going to have anything over 8 feet. So not only are the selections going to be impacted, but also the price points on these trees is going to be impacted.
Now, and that is a fun Christmas memory of always every year going with my mother and finding a big old tree. She would actually get two.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we would have
Wow.
one in the front room, one in the kitchen area, and each decorated in their own
Oh,
theme.
of course.
And it's me, just a bachelor. I don't do that. But I've got a single bubble light that I plug in.
There you go. That's festive.
Yeah, that's it brings back other memories. But do y'all have any memorable? I'll start with you, Erica. Memorable moments of going to find a tree one Christmas season.
I mean, I feel like my dad was always like Clark Griswold, he wanted like the biggest and the best. So I remember I grew up in Bessemer, like the McCalla, Bessemer area, and there was always this old Christmas tree farm in Bessemer, and we would be like first in line after Thanksgiving to go get the biggest and the best tree. And I remember the smell. I think the smell of the Christmas tree was really special to me, just when they would bring it back into the house, because my dad would have to cut it several times. So the smell was always really strong because the tree was always too tall. And so he would have to bring in the chainsaw. and it was just always something funny, but that smell just brings back that Christmas spirit for me.
Well, I'm passing it over to the table here. Eddie, you got any memorable Christmas trees?
Yeah, mine's a little bit different than hers, believe it or not.
Oh, no.
You know, I used to work out at the Hyundai, and so at the time, I had a Ford Taurus station wagon. And we sent Justin on a cruise to go pick up our Christmas tree at Lowe's. We said, this is your year, you go pick it out. So Justin was a teenager. Of course, he didn't want to do anything Mom and Dad wanted him to do, much less drive the shaggin' wagon to the Lowe's and pick up a Christmas tree. But he did. Well, he was so ticked off because they wouldn't load the tree, he just drove off, never paid for the tree.
Oh.
To this day, we have a picture of the shaggin' wagon with that tree on there, and we send it out as a random Christmas card every now and again.
To this day, you still do that.
Oh, yeah, to this day. I got it framed in the house. I love it. It was the first time Justin, as a male, a grown man, I guess you'd say, experienced customer service so bad, he said, to hell with y'all, and he drove off with the Christmas tree.
And Sky, you got anything that come to mind? Not really.
I don't think I ever purchased a Christmas tree until I was in my 40s.
Really?
Yeah. We just find other ways.
Yeah.
You know? It was the Wild West back then.
I get it.
Go get our own tree.
Now, Erica, do you know anybody who does a fake tree?
Yeah.
I did a fake tree for a long time when I was younger and through college, but I always got the candles that are supposed to smell like the Christmas tree. Because like I said, that smell of the real Christmas tree is just so special to me. But now I'm back with the fake tree again. But this year I'm still planning on going to get a smaller real tree to put in my living room.
There you go.
There you go. There you go, indeed. And I wanted to start with that because the next story that we have here is a little depressing, just the basic facts of what occurred. But Jawan Dallas is the man's name. The Mobile NAACP president is saying Jawan Dallas's death is in line with George Floyd. You wrote this up for 1819 News. It's available for folks to read, but what's the bottom line here, the long and short of it?
Well, Jawan Dallas was in Mobile, in the city of Mobile, when he was arrested on July 2nd. And after his arrest, he died. And so people are looking at this as, was this something was this the police officer's fault, or was this, something that he naturally died? Because, he was getting arrested and it was just a big deal for him. And so the grand jury in Mobile County came back a couple of weeks ago with a no bill on this. So they said the two officers involved, it was not their fault. However, attorneys for the Dallas family have said, well, we finally got to view the body cam footage of this arrest, and what we see, we have a problem with. The issue is the police still have not released this body cam video. And the only way to get answers on this and to make a decision is to see it for yourself.
Yep.
And so I've requested to see it as a reporter. I've requested the Mobile Police Department just let me view it. I said, I won't share it. I'm not going to video it. I just want to see it for myself so I can adequately report on this, because I'm a reporter, so I'm obviously going to look at both sides. I'm not going to make a judgment. It's not my job to make a judgment. It's my job to put out the facts and say what I know. And if I don't see the video, there's no way I can know. So I'm just going off of what people are telling me. And for weeks, people have been going to the Mobile City Council meetings asking to see this video. So next week we might find out more about the police department policy and changes that we're expecting to see. But until then, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the video or if anybody will be able to.
Well, and it sounds like from at least what was presented to the grand jury or the official report on this is, number one, Jawan Dallas had an underlying conditions, also had drugs in his system, and that when he was the police first encounter him, he started to run. They caught up with him, tried to tase him, said the taser didn't work. And then, but they didn't go to lethal force, but it was more restraining him there, where he essentially died after that.
Yes, he was saying after, and apparently he also tried to bite a police officer when he was trying to take the taser. That's what the police say, but like I said, we don't have any proof of that. We don't see that because we can't see the video. And so the NAACP president and these civil rights attorneys that have come in from all over the nation are saying that the evidence that the DA and the police have presented to the grand jury is not accurate. And we can't say if it is or isn't, because this has happened before where police have held back a little bit of information. Typically they're very honest, they're very transparent about it, so we're hoping that's the case here. But there's just no way to know for sure. But when he was put in handcuffs, he says, "I can't breathe. I don't want to be George Floyd." That's what the family said. And he was taken to the hospital where he died. And this guy had a pretty long criminal history. They said he had drugs on him when he was arrested and in his system. And it's not like marijuana. This is, methamphetamine. And there's other drugs that have been known to cause fatalities here. And apparently he also had an enlarged heart. So there's a lot in the story that this NAACP president says about why they're questioning the evidence and the details that have been released. And I think right now the best thing that the Mobile Police Department can do is go ahead and release that video. If they have nothing to hide, they shouldn't have any reason not to release that video. The criminal investigation is over. There's not going to be criminal charges against these officers. But we are expecting a civil lawsuit.
Now, do you know if the video was shown to the grand jury members?
I believe it was, because that was part of the reason they would not release the video before, was this is a case that's under a criminal investigation. We cannot release this information and this video until after the investigation is complete and all the facts are presented to the grand jury, because grand jury investigation information and materials are protected by law. So they had, no need to release that video until after that investigation was complete. But at this point, that investigation is complete. So I don't understand why they wouldn't release it. Chief Paul Prine, he has always worked with me very well, been very transparent, and I feel like if his officers are responsible for this, that he would come out with the internal investigation and tell us that. And I think he would make the right decision. And as far as the video, when I asked him if he could give it to me, he said that he'd have to still seek legal counsel on that. So I'm just waiting to hear back.
Well, I appreciate your reporting on this. Folks, if you want to read the report yourself, the headline is Jawan Dallas Death in Line with George Floyd, says Mobile NAACP president. Tough story to report on, but job well done. And I just have to say, talking to you on Wednesday, especially after having to deal with Eddie here, is always a pleasure, and hope to talk to you next week.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed week.
You too, Erica.
Appreciate you, Erica. Again, Erica Thomas of 1819 News. She does a lot of the reporting there, more the south of the state in that whole area.
It's a good story about about what's going on in Mobile. I didn't know that was an issue as far as releasing the tape. That's
it makes me wonder why y'all still holding on to it.
Well, that's right. As just everyday citizen. Well, if it's that clear, let's see it. I don't understand.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole point of having the body cams, but we'll
maybe we're just not authorized.
No, and who knows? Enlarged heart. She mentioned meth.
That was my thought too.
Yeah, had her energy drinks.
Still, let's play the tape.
Yeah, play the tape.
Play the tape.
But I did notice while I was having that serious discussion, you know the rule.
Get a cough, please. Leave the room.
Clean the filters or something, bro.
Yeah, what is going on with you two?
I don't know.
Is it something in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like you don't normally cough like this?
No.
Could be the air conditioner needs the filters changed.
Yeah, I think this place is haunted.
Oh, we know that.
This room in particular is haunted.
Couldn't be worse than Jordan Hare.
No way.
No. Well, when you start to suspect who's...
I'm serious. I call a priest at this point, man.
But when you start to suspect, though, that the ghost might be Don Markwell, then it might be worse than Jordan Hare. Still nobody has filled that guy's shoes.
No.
True story.
By any means. Hey, let's hit a break. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services.
Don't forget, they are doing the Operation Back the Blue, where you can bring an unwrapped toy by their place there in Millbrook. right there on Main Street. They can make sure it gets to the right people, but that's a great way. A lot of people talk about doing random acts of kindness. That's an easy way to do it. You can go buy an unwrapped toy, give it to them. They'll make sure it gets to the right person.
Nice.
That makes it easy peasy.
Just that easy, folks. So I would recommend going to their Facebook page. You can get all that information for yourself, read it for yourself. And, of course, the Pest Pro services, they're second to none when it comes to pest control.
100%, baby.
They can help you with all those little critters trying to get in for the cold.
They're
months
coming,
ahead.
buddy. They're coming, man.
No, last night, a giant fly got inside this house. Now, it's a house I'm leaving in a month, but, like, it wasn't a wasp, thank God, but it was loud enough where I'm just sitting there going, what is that buzzing
You got a bird
sound?
in here?
And it was like the size of a dime. Wow. It was a big old fly. I took care of it.
Good deal.
Got it with the shoe again.
They're slow this time of year.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly right.
But they're very clearly trying to get
prolific,
inside
yeah.
because
Yeah.
like I did wear a scarf today. Like it's cooling down. It's in the 30s when I woke up this
I
morning.
think it was 28 last night. So, yeah, they're going to be coming in. And we're heading into winter, so that's only going to increase their wanting to come in your house.
And so if you're having trouble, you're noticing problems, why not call it Pest Pro Services today? 265-9990. That's 265-9990. You know, when you sit down for Christmas morning and you're running to surprise the kids what Santa brought, they're under the tree, and then all of a sudden you see, it's a roach! Yeah, no, you don't need that. You need Pest Pro to make sure that Christmas is critter-free.
Right.
Again, 265-9990 or ppsriverregion.com, or just search the Book of Faces for Pest Pro Services. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them, well, you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
It's that time of the year again, Alabama. That's right, it's Medicare annual enrollment period. This year, why not let United Healthcare guide you through the process to select a Medicare Advantage plan? Whether you choose our easy-to-use online tools or speak with our Medicare plan experts by phone, we can help you find the right United Healthcare plan for your needs and budget. With United Healthcare, you'll feel confident that you're choosing a plan that's right for you. This is Medicare made for Alabama. Trusted everywhere. Let us help guide you through our wide range of plans. Call United Healthcare at 1-855-MEET-UHC. That's 1-855-MEET-UHC. 1-855-MEET-UHC. Or go to uhc.com to see your plan options. Annual enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th, so contact United Healthcare today and find your Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Plan Expert is a licensed insurance sales agent or producer.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Jeremy House in Washington. International mediators appear to have made progress Wednesday on extending the truce in Gaza. Israel has welcomed the release of dozens of hostages in recent days and says it'll maintain the truce if Hamas keeps freeing captives. The Japanese Coast Guard says a U.S. Air Force Osprey based in Japan crashed during a training mission off the country's southern coast, killing at least one of 8 crew members. U.S. Air Force Special Operations Command says the CV-22B Osprey was from Yokota Air Base and assigned to the 353rd Special Operations Wing. U.S. authorities have announced murder-for-hire charges against an Indian man who they say plotted to assassinate a U.S. citizen in New York City. And on Wall Street, the Dow's ahead 142 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-859-3220. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220 or biglou.com.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Our cool, dry pattern continues for now, but we have a very wet pattern in the not-too-distant future. So today, cool sunshine with a high temperature in the mid to upper 50s. Partly cloudy tonight. We'll be close to the freeze mark, I think, by dawn tomorrow morning. For the day tomorrow, dry again with high near 60, a sun and cloud mix. Dry through the evening hours, but showers and thunderstorms become likely late Thursday night and Friday, part one of a double-barreled storm system. Periods of rain Saturday and Sunday. Rainfall amounts could be significant. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. The suspect in a deadly Dallas County shooting has been captured. 18-year-old Cedric Lamar Long is accused of fatally shooting Charles Prewitt and also charged with attempted murder for allegedly shooting another person in the face. The shootings occurred Sunday following a baby shower in Marion Junction. Auburn police have arrested 29-year-old Joshua Eugene Mata Hernandez for making a threatening post on social media. Police determined the post content was consistent with making a first-degree terrorist threat. No other details have been released. Mata Hernandez is being held in the Lee County Jail on $3,000 bond. 16-year-old Kalen Smith was shot and killed in Prattville last summer. He was gunned down on Covered Bridge Parkway in broad daylight. It is suspected Kalen Smith knew his killer. If you know something about the Kalen Smith murder, call the Prattville Police Department. A $4,000 cash reward is offered. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
This December, we're celebrating our 10th birthday at Wind Creek Wetumpka with 2 chances to win a sleek new ride. Earn entries now, then be here for the first giveaway on Saturday, December 2nd, and again on Saturday, December 16th. Preliminary drawings start at 10 a.m., leading up to the grand prize drawing at 10 p.m., when you could win $10,000 cash or a new Porsche Panamera. That's right, we're celebrating 10 years with 2 Porsches. It's a decade of winning exclusively at Wind Creek Wetumpka.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with the updated market report. Over the past 11 and a half months, over 4,100 homes have sold and closed in our MLS system with an average price of $245,000. Houses are selling at listed price throughout the river region, and over 35% are selling in the first 30 days on the market. Rising interest rates tend to keep some people from buying, but it didn't stop over 4,100 families from buying this year. There is a cost to waiting and expecting rates to fall, and that cost is appreciation, which has been rising nearly every month for the last 2 years. So the house that you delay buying this year could cost you $35,000 more next year, even if the rate falls. One alternative is to buy now, refinance when rates improve, and that way you are not paying more for the house that you really wanted. For the facts, call Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And joining us now, candidate for Congress, District 6, Congressional District 6, which means, by the way, Elmore County, Otago County, y'all are in District 6. We have Gerrick Wilkins rejoining the show. Sir, how are you this afternoon?
Hey, Joey, great to be here.
Yeah, great to have you on the show as always. Now, let's start with some of the latest news, and then for folks who haven't heard you before, we'll do a little bit about you. But you just had some challenges to your placement on the ballot?
Yeah, it was unfortunate that people still try to play politics and get you thrown off the ballot. But fortunately, I'm grateful for the Republican Party Steering Committee for siding with us. I've got to appreciate their handling of the situation. It just shows their ability to discern what's right and uphold the principles and fairness of our party, and reinforce the integrity we have in our election. So we just got past that. Really important to the voters, and get back to the issues at hand, which, as you know, are quite expensive.
Very much so, though. I've got to ask you in other news. I believe the incumbent, your competitor, was just endorsed by the former president, President Trump. What's your reaction to this? Do you think it's too much of an obstacle, or you going to overcome it?
Well, obviously, I was disappointed to hear that, but I don't think that Trump would have made that endorsement if he would have known that my opponent was trying to get his challengers thrown off the ballot, much like some of the challenges that Trump's faced. And on top of the fact, when you look at some of the things that Palmer has said about Trump in the past, it was somewhat surprising. But we're going to focus our efforts on running the campaign, dealing with the issues of securing the border, fighting inflation, and holding Palmer accountable for breaking his word to only run 5 terms.
Well, and just to reiterate this, because I didn't know it was Gary Palmer who was trying to get you off the ballot there.
Well, again, we don't have the specifics on that, but clearly he is the person that would have the most motivation behind it, and of course the influence. To think otherwise would be as naive as thinking that the Biden Inflation Reduction Act actually curbed inflation.
Well, for folks who haven't heard you before, again, I'm talking to Gerrick Wilkins, folks. You can go to Wilkins Wilkins4al.com. And so for folks who don't know you, Gerrick, tell them a little bit about yourself. Give them the 101.
Absolutely. So I've been in the business world for 24 years in the automotive sector. And in this last year, I've just been fed up with career politicians. I think when people give you your word, that they should keep it. So that's what led me down this path. I've got a book coming out in just a few weeks called Unshackling Democracy, Embracing Term Limits and Empowering Citizens. And as I was doing the research on this book, I realized our founding fathers really intended for us to have citizen lawmakers and not career politicians. And that's what led me down this path. I've been blessed to have been married now for 24 years. We've got a wonderful daughter who's a sophomore at UAH. So I've got the time and the money to put towards a campaign, which, as you know, are two things that you need. But I also know that our country is at a critical juncture right now with almost $34 trillion in debt. It's the reason we have inflation right now. And for us to think that anyone other than Congress is responsible for that is just naive. We need business leaders that know how to balance a budget, that know how to address our issues, that know how to negotiate a deal, and know how to actually do their job. Instead of having to deal with continuing resolutions, we need to actually get to work to fix our country and to secure our border. I mean, we have critical issues that have to be addressed, and our current leadership is not doing what needs to be done to address it.
So would you say, no, excuse me, there is something in this room? Yeah, we're all coughing here, Gerrick. We always have a rule, though.
You guys are choked up over the problems in D.C. I love it.
Yeah, and I've set a rule for the studio.
If you're going to cough, please leave the room.
But, I'm the host, so I can't exactly leave. But would you say your top issue would be an amendment to get term limits put in place?
So obviously a congressional term limits amendment is at the top of my list, but I also think equally we need a balanced budget amendment, and we need Congress to get back to doing their job and actually controlling spending and securing the border. And if we can get those items handled, I think we'll be on a great path to getting our country back on progressing forward.
Now, as we watch the latest speaker fight, we could include the beginning of this Congress. We can include the recent one that happened this year, the recent fight. But what do you make of what happened there with Matt Gaetz and others kicking out Kevin McCarthy along with the Democrats? And then all these rounds of voting, we end up with Mike Johnson. Where do you think the Republican Party within the House of Representatives is at this point?
Well, I don't think that McCarthy should have ever been elected in January, and I think that's a failure of leadership, especially with Palmer continuing to vote for him 14 times. Obviously, the timing with Matt Gaetz bringing up a speaker vote was not ideal when we consider the fact that we're running such massive deficits, and we have a debt problem like there is. But I think that Speaker Johnson is a principled man. I completely support him. I was glad to see that he was able to get in. I just wish he would have been in as early as January.
Right, because I think his hands are tied going into this, where he can't do the 12 appropriations bills. It seems like he's trying to do continuing resolutions, but make them as short as possible so we could actually do it the right way.
Yeah, and it really is so frustrating to see the fact that Congress's answer is a CR, and then we talk about a 1% cut when you look at the fact that our budget is up almost 38% pre-COVID. I mean, 1% is nothing when you consider the fact that interest on our debt next year will likely approach $1 trillion, which is almost half of what our spending budget is. I mean, there is no way we can survive with this type of debt load and Congress just continuing to kick the can down the road. We've got to have some business leaders that know how to balance a budget, know what it's like to make a payroll, and to get things back under control. I mean, we are facing a fiscal cliff that is a greater threat to national security than anything else we have to contend with.
And now when we look at the arguments being made by, say, some of the Democrats within Alabama, but also nationally, including the Biden White House, they would say, look, we just got a GDP number for this recent quarter. It's 5.2%. That's a huge growth number. Look, we've reduced inflation. We're trying to help folks. You made a comment a little earlier about that, but I kind of want your take on, when you see the economy and these numbers coming out, how do you think this is actually felt by everyday Americans?
Well, there is no question. The conversations I'm having with everyday Americans is we're paying more. With just this Thanksgiving, we still paid 25% more for Thanksgiving dinner than we did before Biden was in office. And the fact that you look at what it costs to buy a house, when you look at what it costs for to buy a car, which is something I know very well, it's unacceptable, and it's a direct result of overspending by government. And we've got to get government spending under control. We've got to get our country back focused on growing, not through government subsidies. And the fact that the Biden administration is trying to pick winners and losers, even on the car standpoint, and is wanting to make everyone buy EVs that just this week 4,000 dealers said they're piling up on their lots and nobody wants. That's ridiculous. We need to let the market dictate our policies and not D.C., just like they're trying to do with education.
Yeah, it's a mess. Now, one issue that's come up and been made prominent by one of Alabama's own, Tommy Tuberville, is protecting life. And, of course, you had the huge Supreme Court decision, the overturn of Roe v. Wade. You've had these recent off-year elections where, unfortunately, it seems like abortion rights, at least those stumping for those, were victorious in other parts of the union here. But in particular, when you see what Senator Tuberville, what Coach Tuberville is doing, taking a stand against the Pentagon and their change of policy, trying to essentially finance abortions, what's your take on Coach Tuberville's stance?
I am completely in support of Senator Tuberville in this effort. In fact, I just had an op-ed published in 1819 News on that very issue. But the fact is that the Biden administration is breaking federal law by funding abortions, but using federal funds to fund these abortions. And Coach and Senator Tuberville is right in standing up to this. And we absolutely need to stand up for the right to protect all life. It's a fundamental issue.
Hear, hear. And now on going to another, I think, big issue happening right now is kind of the violation of our basic liberties, in particular our First Amendment rights, and what big tech is doing. The government using big tech through the back door to censor people. How do we figure this out? I mean, we already have the First Amendment, but how do we defend it?
Well, I think you're right, and we saw some of that came about with Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter and some of the things that he ended up releasing. But you see the fact that they're wanting to censor speech, and that's not what our country was founded on. I mean, we need to make sure that we're holding these companies accountable, and one of the things that we can do is not using government regulations to do it, but for the people to use their wallets in doing it as well. And we've got to vote with our pocketbooks in a lot of these areas, and at the same time, we've got to make sure that we're not allowing the administration to bypass this, as we've seen with them trying to strong-arm these companies into censoring people. And that's something that we do need to address.
Again, folks, we're talking to Gerrick Wilkins. He is running for Congress in the 6th Congressional District, which is a lot of this listening area now, and his website is wilkins4al.com. It's wilkins4al.com to find out more about the gentleman here. But when I look at the kind of the practical things, like if you get up there, I was asking Dick Brubaker about this running in Congressional District 2. Do you know what committees you would try to get on immediately as you go up there?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I've spent some time in D.C. as I was working on this book. I've already started to develop some relationships with key conservative leaders in the United States Congress, and I would push for infrastructure, Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, because I think we've got to put Alabama first. I think we need to widen 65. We've got to bring some of those resources home. I've got the automotive experience, so that's a key committee I would be on. And then I'm going to push for appropriations because, as I pointed out, we've got to make cuts to the federal budget. I've got the business acumen to do it. I've got my MBA from Stanford. I've been on the advisory board for years. I know what it's like to handle huge deals, and we need business experience on there. So those are the committees I would push for, is appropriations and infrastructure and transportation, to really deliver what we need to be done in Washington.
Well, Gerrick, I appreciate your time today. If you're ever in town, ever in this area, please stop by the studio, and we'd maybe do an hour or so. Would love to meet you in person, but if I shared the website, but if folks want to volunteer, if they want to donate, how can they do so?
Yeah, absolutely. You connect with us at wilkinsforal.com, wilkinsforal.com. There's a donate link on there. There's a volunteer link. I'd also encourage you to connect with us on social media. As you know, we stay up to date on all the events. We're in the community, and I absolutely would love to come spend some time with you in studio. We're going to be in that area quite a bit, and I'll make sure our scheduling team reaches out to set something up. We'd love to be down in Prattville. I've got rental properties in Millbrook, so I'm very connected in Elmore County. And of course, I know Dick Brubaker well, helping him with sell his dealership back in January. So I've got connections throughout the area, and I'd love to connect further.
Well, thank you so much, sir, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you, Gerrick.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Again, Gerrick Wilkins, and I guess he's running up against Gary Palmer. We do need to reach out to Congressman Palmer and would love to have him on. I'd need a scheduler, especially for this. Not Congressional District 6 is pretty straightforward. Number 2 here, dadgum, I'm having trouble. We got to get on more of these folks, because when you look at the number of folks on there, I don't even know who to begin. Well, I guess we began with Dick Brubaker, because I know him.
Yeah.
And then there's Caroline Dobson, I believe is her name, and a few others.
A few, yeah.
What, State Senator Albritton?
I saw the lineup a couple of days ago. It's going to be interesting, to say the least.
And Jeff Porras asked me on his show this morning that, is it heating up? And I'm like, no, not really. I think it's going to really heat up after the holidays. Yep. I think we've got kind of there'll be interviews. We'll talk to folks, but I think the actual money and campaigning really begins in 2024.
I believe you're right, Joe.
But that primary comes up quick in March. We'll be here before you know it, folks. We're part of Super Tuesday, I believe.
Yes.
So y'all stay tuned for more interviews with all the candidates that will grace us with their presence or their voice. 272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. And, well, those gentlemen there at River Region Contracting can help you with that roof of yours. Now, here's the deal. Whether you got a metal or an asphalt roof, you should get it inspected.
Definitely.
They recommend, what, every 3 to 5 years?
At least, yeah.
But you might as well do it, especially if you have a bunch of trees overhead or other problems you might have. Well, and also how it bakes in the Alabama sun during the summer. Why not get it checked every year? And here's the great news. At River Region Contracting, their inspections are always free.
Yep.
And if they find a problem, their estimate is always free. And accurate, too. They show up on time. They get the job done well. They don't leave a big old mess. And, hey, folks, they're also insurance specialists. So if they do find a problem with your roof that your insurance policy might cover, they can work with that company.
They sure will.
And walk you through that claims process and make it an easy and, well, even pleasurable experience. They're that good there. Insurance claims pleasurable? River Region Contracting can do it, yeah. They are a premier, well, I would say the premier roofing contractor here in the area. So that number, 356-8635, that's 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd Clark and the team there that Joey and Eddie and Sky from News and Views in the afternoon sent you. Coming up, I think I want to go to more of the economic numbers coming out.
Okay.
We got a Peter St. Onge breakdown.
I watched 3 or 4 of his stuff this morning, man.
Oh, he's great.
Oh, he's good.
Really great dude. And we'll give you the headlines and what's out there, but then we'll have Peter kind of clean up what's happening in the economy. This, in one in particular, is shocked me. Shouldn't have. But to hear the numbers outright about the average, say, median income?
Yeah.
Y'all stay tuned.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Here we are, back in storm season in central Alabama again. We rely on our electricity for basic needs in our home. Refrigeration, air conditioning, communication, and if you have a medical condition that requires equipment, your life could depend on the power staying on. When power outages strike, a whole house generator could save you money and stress. Talk to Headley Plumbing today, 285-3667, or visit them online at headleyplumbing.com. A generator is a solid investment in your home, and Headley Plumbing can help. 285-3667 or headleyplumbing.com.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River Region since 2007. Carports, RV covers, storage buildings, even sturdy metal barns. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, concrete or wood, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. For a limited time, you can get 10 to 15% off your new Eagle Metal building. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details, or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the River Region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
to News and Views in the afternoon. Now, Sky Mosley had to run, but Eddie Bader still here with me.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. Have you tried that yet?
I have not. Have you tried that yet?
No,
Somebody's asking about it right now.
Well, Merry Christmas, Flower Child. I've not, because I'm not allowed to drink on air, but thank you.
We're supposed to take a pull off that?
No.
That's why the label's still sealed, Joe.
Okay, let me check. Yeah, it's still sealed.
It's still sealed, I promise you.
No, why don't you
Joe.
go ahead and eat that cookie? Why don't you go ahead and try that out there?
All right, I will do this.
All right. Just take a bite. You don't have to eat the whole thing.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. Next time you tell me to shut up, just bring me a cookie and point at that. You won't have to be so mean.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
he went for a second
That's
bite.
pretty good right there.
Yeah, those.
Man,
I
that
brought that
frosting?
because I keep eating too much. Yeah, the frosting is
On the
like
top,
chocolate.
yeah.
Oh, all right.
Man. Whew. Yeah, I see why you have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me go wash that down with my frozen hot chocolate.
272-9228. But yeah, the headline is GDP leaps 5.2% in third quarter. But then following that up, average U.S. household needs additional $11,400 to maintain standard of living since Biden took office.
Correct.
So, is it almost like we're just printing money and that is reflected as growth, but we're not actually growing? What we're actually doing is destroying people's wealth and savings.
That's exactly what
and
we're doing.
actual standard of living.
Right.
Especially the average person.
Yeah, because every dollar I have saved, when you're just printing money, that makes that dollar that I have saved worth less and less every day.
Yeah, the financialization of the economy is, it's created a brain drain in other industries because if you're a smart person, like, why not go into finance? You can be a billionaire by the time you're 30.
But I don't see, as far as our government, and we said this before, whenever they get involved in something, they can turn it to crap in a hurry. And look what they've done with the dollar.
Right. But here now is Peter St. Onge.
Okay.
And the headline for this video today, and of course Peter does a lot of these every day, 5 days a week.
I think I was catching up, so I caught 3 or 4 of them this morning. And he puts them out pretty regularly. But they're so, I mean, I don't mean to make it sound simple, but he Fisher prices it down where even the goats can pick it up, man. It's very simple what he's saying.
Well, let's listen in. This is, again, folks, Peter St. Onge.
Spicier corners of the internet have been jammed recently with videos of young people lamenting how it is impossible to get by even working full-time. How they grew up in a 4-bedroom house their parents owned, and now they are coming up on 40 years old, eating ramen with roommates, watching HGTV reruns of the glamorous lives of people who do own houses. Well, now we've got some numbers to go with that. A few days ago, the Social Security Administration released new data on wages, reporting that half of American workers made under $41,000 last year. Adjusted for inflation, that's actually lower than it was before the pandemic. And keep in mind that's using official inflation numbers. Also keep in mind incomes rise with age, so that median worker is going to be statistically round about 40. That median wage comes to roughly $3,400 per month. Now, according to Rent.com, the median rent in the United States is currently almost $2,000. The average car payment, even for a used car, is $4 for children, and that once-a-year dinner out at McDonald's. So, yes, it is a struggle. And don't even think of buying a house. The cost of a mortgage on the median house at the moment is nearly $3,000, which would consume roughly 90% of that median income. You would need to shoplift your groceries to really make that one work. Now, put it together, and the numbers say that the 40-year-old with roommates and ramen is spot on for millions of young Americans.
Yet we're told the economy's doing great.
Yeah, unless you're living it. And if you live the economy, you know it's not doing great.
Right. It's doing well for rich people.
Sure.
Who can make money out of money.
Doing well for people that got 10 jobs.
Yeah.
But us that, like to have one or two jobs, it's a little bit tough right now.
You could survive here in Alabama on 40 grand.
Dude, I survived in Alabama on $21,000 a year.
Likewise,
right.
I know.
Right.
But
it was not
it's not fun either.
No, it made me realize I could not, if I wanted to be successful in life, I was not going to find my future here. I went somewhere else, got something else going, and then brought that back.
But
here.
could you imagine, say, let's go 20 grand more than the meeting, 60 grand in New York?
No, you wouldn't.
Los Angeles?
No.
Any of the big cities?
You'd have 4 roommates.
Yeah.
At a minimum. And in fact, it was a kind of a joke, but there was a video last night of a guy who got a brand new apartment in New York, 600 square feet, $3,000 a month. No heat, no air, no elevator. He's on the 6th floor.
But Peter's not finished. He explains what the heck is going on here, because we keep seeing all these great numbers. What the heck?
So how did we get here? Well, what makes us richer is productivity. And ever since 2000, American productivity has been in free fall. It's actually widely discussed, even by mainstream economists. Essentially, something broke in the economy. So what broke? Easy. Manipulated interest rates and soaring government spending. Between 1954 and 1999, real interest rates, that's after inflation, were roughly 2%. Since 2000, they've been negative 1%, meaning that you were paid to borrow. So those low rates meant easy money flowed to garbage businesses that feasted on the cheap money but didn't actually make the economy grow. We got a series of tissue fire economic booms that flared up and burned out, knocking out millions each recession. Meanwhile, soaring government spending meant more and more of the productive economy is stolen by bureaucrats and used to chain the rest of us with regulatory mandates from climate to diversity that knock out what's left. Since 2000, federal spending has grown by nearly half as a share of the economy, with state and local on top of that. We get to survive on the leftovers. So what's next? Buy Unchained? Unfortunately, the policies that got us here are accelerating. Interest rates are high at the moment since the Fed got caught with its hand in the cookie jar, but financial markets are already projecting lightning rate cuts next year, as the Fed scrambles back to its day job pumping out inflation. Meanwhile, federal spending is soaring, with the deficit this year double the size of last year's $1 trillion take. In fact, we're getting to the point where $1 trillion is the table ante in Washington. If we do not change course, which doesn't look like we are, it will not be stagnation anymore. It will be outright decline. Okay, we'll be watching.
Again, folks, Peter St. Onge, and it's some sobering analysis, but the deal is I listen to plenty of people's stories. It's the truth about life. Everybody's like, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts, sir. Well, no, what story do you put together with those facts? Because you can take different facts, different stats, and string them together into all sorts of different tales.
Oh, sure.
And some of the tales are taller than others. I tend to think the story that Peter St. Onge is telling us right now is much more reliable and much closer to the truth than the story, say, the Biden White House is telling us. And there's a part of me, y'all know me, that I don't like all this blame game by the Republicans. It's all Joe Biden's fault. No, it's Biden's fault to a large degree. But a lot of y'all voted for all this crap. A lot of y'all protected these institutions that have brought us this crap.
Yep.
You talk a good game when it comes time for election year, and you blame the other side for problems that weren't partisan. They're problems that are institutional in Washington. Now, some Republicans are better than others.
Sure.
Some actually strike at the root of the problem. But a lot of them, folks, are just saying, oh, Thanksgiving's up because Joe Biden sucks.
Remember.
And just give me a break. We're not going to solve anything of substance with that stupid game, but I guess it's all we got right now.
Remember how they took care of Obamacare? Oh, yeah, we still got it.
Right.
Always remember.
Right.
Uniparty, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Uniparty.
272-9228.
Just send us up there. We'll get rid of that Obamacare. Just vote us in.
Don't you love how they supported Trump building the wall? Wait.
Right.
They didn't.
Again.
Don't you love that they supported Trump's America First foreign policy agenda, focusing more on the United States, us, and not on, projecting the unipolar moment, which ain't all that unipolar anymore. Hello, China. Hello, Russia.
Well, I like
hello, Middle East.
How they stood behind Trump because, let's be honest, the majority of Americans right now want Trump.
Yeah,
when
they
Trump
will,
was in there.
Yeah, but you know how many of those Republicans don't agree with them.
Right.
They go, well, we'll just get his ear. And
hey, it's Lindsey Graham. I'm going to whisper sweet nothings in his ear, and I swear to you, what did Liz Cheney call him? Orange Jesus?
Yeah.
We're going to get him to bomb Iran.
See?
Sure you are, Lindsey. 272-9228.
I can't find the story, but I'll find it here in a minute. But there's a BLM guy that's backing Trump.
Oh, we've got the clip.
You got it. Good.
Yeah, we can
thought
watch
I
it
saved
together.
it. I can't. Good.
But first, this part of the program brought to you by XI Repair.
Jonathan.
Yeah, and there at XI Repair, Jonathan Strange and his team are ready to help you with all those electronics repairs. Say you got a computer that just all of a sudden just goes kaput.
Yep.
You get the blue screen.
Oh, the blue screen of death? Nice.
No, maybe it isn't dead. Maybe XI Repair can fix it.
No. Every time I've ever taken them anything and thought, hey, you got to see if you can do CPR on it, they've given it back to me better than I gave it to them.
Oh, yeah. Like, I would say 90, we don't have actual numbers, but 95% of the time they're going to fix it. But here's the great news. If you do bring in a problem they can't fix, they're not going to charge you for anything.
That's right, Joey.
They're a no fix, no fee shop. And they're so great there. They'll probably give you recommendations on how you do fix it, even though they can.
Yeah.
Like, now, sometimes something's so shot that nobody's going to fix it. But XI Repair does such great work because, well, they're straight up honest with the public there. They're helping you out with your smartphones, whether it's battery replacements or cracked screen repairs, or maybe you got a dirty port.
That happens.
Maybe your speaker's blown out. Maybe you're locked out of your account.
That happens too.
Or it could be you accidentally deleted something. They can do data recovery like that. Whether it was an accident or somebody deleted something on purpose, XI Repair can recover it. So check them out today. They can really do it all when it comes to your electronics repairs. That's XI Repair. You can always go to xirepair.com or give them a call at 777-1234. That's 777-1234. And be sure to tell those fine folks there at XI Repair that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the afternoon send you. Let's go to line one.
Okay.
Hey, William, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. How are you?
I'm all right.
A few days ago, I listen to your show all the time, by the way.
Thank you for that.
Oh, I really do. I live in my RV, and I travel, and I listen to your show wherever I'm at.
Well, share it with the entire country, wherever you go.
Okay. I was listening last week when you were talking about dogs and stuff like that, and dogs sniffing their hind end and stuff and everything. And I thought I'd share it to you that I know the real reason why they do that. Would you like to hear the real reason, sir?
Sure.
The real reason why they do that is eons and eons ago, the dogs had a special meeting about the cats, and they were infuriated. And while they were having this meeting, a cat named Kitty Tut, which is a Seal Point Siamese, by the way, snuck on over there and shut the lights off on the dogs, and another cat pulled the fire alarm, and the dogs all ran out real fast. Well, when the dogs all showed up to the meeting, they had to hang their tails up at the door. When they left the place in such a hurry with the lights off, they couldn't grab their right tails. Since that day forward, the dogs have been having to sniff the dogs' butts to try to find the correct tail that belongs to them or their relatives. And I got that from a Seal Point Siamese.
Wow, you can talk to cats?
I'm a dog whisperer.
Oh.
And Kitty Tut was my Seal Point Siamese that told me what happened and the way it went down. It was his relatives that did that to the dogs.
Well, I didn't know any of this, but I appreciate the call, William, and the enlightenment you've just given me.
Well, it makes perfect sense when you really think about it.
Perfect
Cats
indeed.
don't like dogs, and cats can't take on a dog, so they use the Siamese cat, which is kind of sneaky.
Right, right. What are those ones that are, like, naked, that are freaky looking, like hairless?
Oh, those are hairless cats. they're not even in the cat family. They try to get adopted into it, and they messed up big time.
Well, William, I got to hit a break, but I appreciate the call, man.
Oh, well, I'm glad you took my call, and now your viewers know exactly why dogs do that reason.
Thank you, sir.
You're quite welcome. Bye-bye.
Have a great day, William. Appreciate it.
272-9228. Donkey Lori?
I want to know what William is smoking.
Well, I want some of it. It at least must be medical grade.
Oh my God! Cats sniff each other too. That is too funny. William got him some early Christmas edibles this year. I think that's pretty hilarious, guys. That is pretty hilarious.
No, I thought it was going to end up being kind of like an allegory for the birth of Christ.
I don't even know what to say, y'all. I'm kind of speechless, but yeah. Anyway, but I do know one fun fact about it.
Tell me.
Is that dogs pick up so much information from their noses
Mhm.
that when they do sniff things, they get more information in those few seconds of sniffing things that I think the internet world is trying to catch up with us humans. We spend a few seconds online. So anyway.
No, I think there's a lot of truth to that. They know. The dogs know.
They're ahead of us in a lot of ways.
And the cats remain unimpressed. And they're judging you.
Yes, they are.
Not impressed at all. And just a fun fact, too, is that my husband, today's our anniversary, he had roses sent to the Humane Shelter for me. That was
so
pretty
sweet.
awesome.
That is so sweet.
Before he and I met, of course he had an ex. You know, most of us in our older years had an ex. But they raised hairless cats.
Ooh.
So not only is he very familiar with them, but he had them as pets.
They're kind of creepy.
And of course, I don't get it. I mean, I love all animals, but I would find it very hard to like sit on the couch and watch a movie and pet a hairless cat. But to each his own. I had a pet sitting business in Tampa for years, and I pet sat for these people that bred hairless dogs.
Hairless dogs.
Oh no.
There is a hairless dog, and if you Google it, it's out there. But I worked. My pet sitting business was in Tampa, and yes, there was a family that was there, and they were show dogs too. So I mean, it was like it was a thing. It was a thing.
You looking that up, Eddie?
Yeah.
Hairless dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Why did we breed those?
They come, and actually, I ended up with one that I pet sat because they had a coated litter, and they called them a coated, and I named her LaRue, but she kind of looked like a cross between a Chihuahua and a Rat Terrier.
It's got like a
Very
mohawk.
small.
Oh, that is a demon.
It's got a mohawk, man. It's like Mr. T.
Like you're going to make me go into Alex Jones mode. I'm telling you, it's a demon.
Are you looking at the Chinese crested?
This one is, it's got a big word that starts with an X. Or Mexican hairless dog.
Okay, but there's another one out there that they'll have some that are, it's in the terrier group. It's either they call them coated or not coated. So I don't know if it would come up under hairless, but I actually pet sat the ones that didn't have hair, but they had a puppy that wouldn't stay in the pen. She climbed out. She was white with black spots, and they called her coated, a coated terrier. So anyway, I ended up
I see one of those
adopting
too.
her. But anyway, yeah.
Pretty though.
You go, William. You go, William. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, William. That's all I got to say.
Well, I appreciate it, Donkey Lori.
Thank you, Lori. Happy anniversary, hon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
There's a spotted one. That one doesn't look so bad, but
No, that doesn't look too bad.
I just
That looked like a hunting dog right there. It might be a little little for a hunting dog, but
you better bring it a sweater.
yeah, that's true. We got to hit another break, but first, this part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage, and you work with Alabama Home Mortgage pretty often.
Every
don't
chance
you,
I
Eddie?
get. Every chance I get. Let me tell you, Madeline and Kim over there are some of the greatest people I know. I deal with a lot of first-time home buyers, and I think I know everything about real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Takes me 5 minutes working with a first-time home buyer before I go, hold up, let's bring in an expert. I'll turn them over to them guys there, and probably I'd say 15, 20 minutes later, I get a call back. They generally know more about the home buying process and the loan than I do, because things are always changing. That's why Kim and them have to do CE classes. I believe theirs is every year, where they have to get updated.
Right.
So they're very informative, a great group to have, and some of the nicest people I know, by far.
So Alabama Home Mortgage, folks, they can help you whether you're looking to buy a home, especially if you're new to this. They can walk you through that home buying process. They're going to get you the best possible deal, give you great strategies on how to go about buying a home. Not going to be any surprises on closing day.
And they're closing them quick. I saw a post that Madeline put out yesterday, another closing within 12 days. That's amazing, folks. Most closings take, even in my world, most closings take 30 days. They're closing them, getting them closed within 12 days. That's amazing.
And also, a lot of folks are looking into a refinance deals, especially if they're stuck under mountains of credit card debt. A lot of folks use an equity built up in their home in order to get that debt off their back.
Right.
But maybe you're fine on the debt front, but you kind of want a big Christmas, and you're realizing, we're trying to stretch the soup here. But, well, if you refinance, you get to skip a payment. So if you refinance in December, you're probably going to skip that payment in January.
That's right.
Pretty awesome stuff. Can't help make Christmas even more jolly.
Certainly.
So check out Alabama Home Mortgage today. You can always call them at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Like Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. More news and views in the afternoon after this. Hopefully we'll have Michael Cohen on the line when we come back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This holiday season is about more. Not more presents and shopping. More you. That's why at Montgomery Men's Health we're celebrating the season of connection. Connecting with your family, with true friendships, and with yourself. We're treating erectile dysfunction with the least invasive, most advanced treatment options. We've been the local support team helping men get that spark back in the bedroom, on the job, at the gym, and everywhere life takes you. To celebrate this season of connection, we're giving away free B12 at our Montgomery clinic with every office visit for those who medically qualify. Our commitment is to take care of men, because men who feel alive will change the world. Don't wait to experience the difference our team at Montgomery Men's Health can make. Do it for your career. Do it for your family. Do it for your love life. Do it for you. Because the most meaningful present you can give is a man who is fully present. To give the gift of you this year, call now, 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to set up a consultation and lab panel today.
Get ready for a jolly good time for the first Santa Drop event in Prattville at the Willis Bradford YMCA. Join them December 2nd for this magical event when the holiday spirit takes flight. Watch in awe as Santa Claus and the Grinch parachute from the North Pole, spreading good cheer to all. Bring the family and enjoy all the festive activities. Enjoy tasty treats from food trucks while the kids play in the inflatables. Register for the free $2,000 shopping spree, along with a chance to win a free roof from I Am Roofing. There's no admission. Just bring a new toy for the toy drive. Don't miss this magical moment. Saturday, December 2nd at Willis Bradford YMCA. Presented by I Am Roofing, At Home Real Estate Team, and Renaissance Mortgage Lending. Some restrictions apply to win the roof, and you must be present to win.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a famous broadcaster.
Hey man, what's happening?
Now, I understand you radio people move a lot, is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, how does this affect your taking care of your retirement money?
Oh man, I don't give that a second thought because my buddy David Ernest, he's my money man.
Your money man?
With the money plan.
I see.
So no matter where I go up and down the dial, David has my back, you know?
I'll bet you know some phone numbers our listeners could call to talk with David Ernest. 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And he has a website at retirewithernest.com.
Hey, you're on top of it today, man.
I also understand that you hold some sort of a record in broadcasting.
Yes, I was the first person to put together a show with myself, a duck, a chicken, and a goose. But it didn't last long. We got taken off the air.
Why were you taken off the air?
Too much foul language, man.
Oh, my.
So I wasn't crazy about that one myself.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm. Whether rain or shine, be a defensive driver. It's the best way to safely arrive. Enjoy the drive and the weather from the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Our cool, dry pattern continues for now, but we have a very wet pattern in the not-too-distant future. So today, cool sunshine with a high temperature in the mid to upper 50s. Partly cloudy tonight. We'll be close to the freeze mark, I think, by dawn tomorrow morning. For the day tomorrow, dry again with high near 60, a sun and cloud mix. Dry through the evening hours, but showers and thunderstorms become likely late Thursday night and Friday, part one of a double-barreled storm system. Periods of rain Saturday and Sunday. Rainfall amounts could be significant. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house with me. Doing all right.
Good to hear you.
And we have Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances on the phone. Hey, Michael, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Hanging
Doing
in
all
here
right.
like a hair in a biscuit.
Somebody's trying to get you out.
That's right.
I'm going to throw it away. Here, Mikey will eat that. He'll eat anything.
That's right.
Now, it's been a little while, and I'm looking at it now. ThinkCohens.com, folks. Talked about kind of your seating options, whether theater seating or even those spectacular massage chairs. Now, talk about a Christmas gift.
So we've got the really nice massage chairs made by Cosia.
Yeah.
They make chairs that start at probably about $1,100, and they go up to probably about $1,500. Most of what we try to stock start probably about $45 and go up to about $85. But they do an incredible job. You can come by. We'll give you a nice demo, let you see how it works and what they can do. We also have the Palliser home theater seating. So they have really cool chairs that are recliners. They have cup holders. Some of them have lights. You can add to them. So you can get one full chair and then a chair with one arm that will butt up beside it. The cool thing about it is that if you spill popcorn or something, it's very easy for you to just move one chair to clean up or rearrange your house, however you want to do it. But Palliser also makes some really nice, it's kind of like a glider chair. So you can get that. It also reclines. They also have lift chairs. They also have some really cool captain's chairs that come with little ottomans. They've got a nice sofa sectional that we have. We've got kind of a sofa with a chase lounge on there and a ottoman. They've got some really cool stuff. You can pick your own flavors. They make an array of colors in leather as well as in fabric, and you get exactly what you want instead of just whatever they decided at the factory that you need.
Well, folks, it's fun to look at online, but of course, when it comes to seating, you got to get by Cohen's Electronics and Appliances and put your own backside in those chairs. Lean back into them, see which one is right for you. You're still there at the Eastern Boulevard, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery?
We're still here. We're Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. We're on Saturdays at 9 to 4. And, come by and take a look at what we have. And none of our people are high-pressure salesmen. We just, we want to ask you some questions. We want you to ask us. And we want to help you make the right choice for whatever your needs are.
Well, I appreciate your time as always. We'll talk again on Friday.
Y'all take care.
You too, Michael.
And Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Be sure to tell him if you stop by or call him or get in touch with him, then, well, you heard Michael on the show.
That's
that
right.
Radio show with Joey and Eddie. It would mean the world to us.
Sure would.
So if we learned anything today, I know we got an hour left. But have we learned anything in the first 2 hours?
Probably going to buy some stock in that stupid cookie company.
You like that cookie?
Probably going to go. I probably intend to buy some stock, but I'll buy more cookies instead.
Yeah. Now, we need to get them as a sponsor.
That's a good idea.
Because we're not naming them.
No free shout-outs.
Mm-hmm.
No free shout-outs.
So good.
It was delicious.
Oh, but we learned that even though the headlines about the economy are great, it's actually kind of crap for the average American.
Are you telling me that the administration is lying to us, Joey?
Yes.
Are they fibbing? Are they lying? Are they just BSing us? Just flat out lying. Yeah, I agree with you.
I think they're just lying.
They're not. It's not even exaggeration at this point. It's just a lie.
But with only a minute or so left here in this hour, I do a thing where I'll go to Drudge Report just to get angry.
I was going to say to piss yourself off. Yeah.
Yeah. The Drudge Report this morning, their top headline was Yacarino's unmarried Xmas.
What?
And it's like a puppet, caricature cartoon of the Linda Yaccarino, who Elon Musk tapped to run Twitter X. And I'm reading this thing. It's from the Hollywood Reporter.
Oh, good Lord. What happened to good reporters?
And here's I'm not even going to read the crap because it's crap. What they did is they reported on Yaccarino. She refused to give him a comment for their story.
Why would you?
And rightfully so, because all of the article was built off of people Yaccarino used to work with at NBC.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell do they know about what's going on at X?
Nothing. And
at one point, they're like, well, she's a good manager and a good executive, but she kind of ruined the culture here. Like, she really just... she doesn't mind rocking the boat, and we kind of want more of a team player. And it's like, y'all are a bunch of weenies.
Yes,
What's happening is you're getting your butt kicked by Twitter X.
Yep.
Community Notes is getting better by the day. And you don't like the people are now, oh my God, free to say what they want. Tired of this crap.
I like the fact that she didn't give them time of day.
And I'm really tired of, if we leave people free to say what they want, we'll end up with Nazis. Oh, shove it up your ass.
That makes no sense.
Especially the Democratic Party in this state. Tommy Tuberville speaking in code, just like Hitler.
No,
it's just Merry Christmas and bah humbug to you dopes. Hey, final hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
Progress Wednesday on extending the truce in Gaza. Israel has welcomed the release of dozens of hostages in recent days and says it'll maintain the truce if Hamas keeps freeing captives. The Japanese Coast Guard says a U.S. Air Force Osprey based in Japan crashed during a training mission off the country's southern coast, killing at least one of 8 crew members. U.S. Air Force Special Operations Command says the CV-22B Osprey was from Yokota Air Base and assigned to the 353rd Special Operations Wing. U.S. authorities have announced murder-for-hire charges against an Indian man who they say plotted to assassinate a U.S. citizen in New York City. And on Wall Street, the Dow's ahead 142 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, an evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. Because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word faith to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word faith to 989898 and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Our cool, dry pattern continues for now, but we have a very wet pattern in the not-too-distant future. So today, cool sunshine with a high temperature in the mid to upper 50s. Partly cloudy tonight. We'll be close to the freeze mark, I think, by dawn tomorrow morning. For the day tomorrow, dry again with high near 60, a sun and cloud mix. Dry through the evening hours, but showers and thunderstorms become likely late Thursday night and Friday, part one of a double-barreled storm system. Periods of rain Saturday and Sunday. Rainfall amounts could be significant. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
Donald Trump has come out with a full endorsement of yet another Alabama congressman. Trump is giving his complete and total endorsement to Robert Aderholt in his bid for re-election. Trump says that Aderholt is an America First conservative who is working to stop the weaponization of justice, strengthen the military, and secure the border. Aderholt responded by saying he's honored to receive such an endorsement from Trump. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
A cell phone left at the scene of a crime has led authorities to charge a Theodore man with murder. The incident occurred this past October with the shooting death of 35-year-old William Burton in the parking lot of an apartment complex. Investigators are now charging 31-year-old Kerry Miller after he left his phone under the body of the victim. The murder suspect was also seen on security camera attacking Burton while wearing a camouflage mask. A similar mask was found at Miller's home after a search was conducted. The name of the pilot is now released, who was killed in a fiery crash this past Monday in Etowah County. Charles Pickering Jr. was flying his Piper Saratoga when it crashed near Rock Hollow Cutoff Road. Pickering was the only person on board. The band Alabama has announced plans to perform this coming summer as part of the June Jam that'll be held in Fort Payne. This is the second year for June Jam after the Alabama band restarted the event last year and sold out to 11,000 fans. Tickets for the event go on sale this Friday. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and on the Casinoverse app.
I'm with Miss Dot at the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall. Dot, you got a big event coming up.
The most major event of the year, Christmas Open House at Eastbrook. And it will be December 2nd it's a Saturday, from 9 until 6. We'll have probably a few little snacks around. I know there'll be popcorn and probably cider and lemonade and probably some gift certificates. And all of the vendors have been asked to do at least 20% discount. Some will do more. That is a really good day to stock up on good mahogany furniture or Christmas things or gifts right now. Eastbrook is about 60,000 square feet. We are a high-end flea market, if you want to call it that. An elevator with 3 floors. Come join us.
All right, remind us one more time of the day and time of your Christmas open house.
December 2nd from 9 until 6. It's a Saturday.
That's the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, 429 Coliseum Boulevard.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house.
In the house. Not like this tune here. It was a good one.
That was a fun day.
Good.
Trying to get back in the swing of doing that with my new setup. I'm moving, so I've got to figure out how to get it to where it's streamlined. Where if I have an idea or an inkling to make music, I can just sit down and do it. Not have to set everything up and all that.
I got you. Well, you know, maybe one day you'll have a whole band.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't work well with others, though. I'm like, just look at you and I.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique thing we got.
Yeah, just a bit. Oh, but you mentioned interesting development that's happening, and it was an interview done last night.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter Rhode Island co-founder Mark Fisher is supporting Donald Trump for the 2024 election. But before we do that one, Eddie, did you see what the mayor of Chicago said?
I saw a quote this morning, and I don't remember it, but I think they were shifting to blame some migrants. Am I wrong here?
No, someone who's asking about, like just all the problems in the city.
Okay.
Including the migrant crisis, including crime and like the gang activity, and of course, I imagine the cost of living ain't fun in Chicago either.
No.
Any big city, but especially sort of these legacy New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Like, there's a lot of places, like, unless you are making bank, good luck living a quality standard of living.
That one company I watch so much, Barstool, they just built a $20 million office in Chicago. I, for the life of me, I cannot figure that out. One of their guys, day 3 of the place being open, gets mugged on his way to work.
Wow. So here's the mayor of Chicago.
All right.
He was announcing the city's new Unity initiative.
Unity.
The mayor is Brandon Johnson. He quoted Beyonce's "Break My Soul" while discussing the challenges the city is facing with migrants. Are you going to go see that new movie by Beyonce that's coming out soon?
I didn't know that she had a movie.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a fantastical banquet.
A
lot of strange dishes.
The preview that we watched yesterday, I probably watched it 10 times last night.
Oh, Lady Ballers? Yeah, that's more up your alley, so to speak. Phrasing, Joey, phrasing. But here is the mayor of Chicago when he's asked about some of the city's problems. Guess who he blames?
Thank you.
What would you want to see from the border deal that's being discussed in Congress? And
The border deal.
some limits placed on the flow of migrants from other cities and states?
Well, it has to be better coordination. You know, what we've seen is a very raggedy form instituted by right-wing extremism. Everyone knows that the right-wing extremism in this country has targeted democratically ran cities. And quite frankly, they've been very intentional about going after democratically ran cities that are led by people of color. And their whole motivation is to create disruption and chaos, because that's what that particular party has been about. Right?
Didn't you hail yourselves as sanctuaries?
Right. And doesn't that, by putting yourself out there as a sanctuary city, aren't you telling every migrant out there to come? Now, granted, I know some arrive via the bus, but I think the Texas governor was doing you and them a favor. You said come. He just gave them away.
Yeah, well, but let's be honest. Ron DeSantis sent all those migrants up to Martha's Vineyard because he hates people of color.
Both of them?
Well, let's let the mayor finish.
All right.
This is the same political party that did not want to accept that President Obama was actually an American. It's the same Republican right-wing extremism that stormed the Capitol. It's the same right-wing extremism that refuses to accept the results of the Civil War. It's raggedy, it's mean-spirited, it's an unclean spirit, quite frankly. And so I got you. I just want to make sure they understand we're facing. That's why it's so important that the faith community is leaning in this moment. And so what I've said, there has to be better coordination.
Just better coordination is the answer, folks. It's not that, our bluff was actually called, that we love to signal how virtuous we are, while, of course, always blaming the other side for everybody's problems. But when you hail yourself as sanctuaries because we actually care for folks, and then, okay, here you go, and then you start blaming the right wing.
Well, I think they're getting pushback from the local Chicagoans that are having to give up YMCAs, elementary schools, even some veterans getting kicked out of their places so the migrants have somewhere to stay. My guess the locals are like, I'm all about helping somebody out, except when it comes to putting me out on the street.
Yep.
So they can blame who they want. And that's the funny thing. I'm sure there are some people that buy into it, but I think the majority of people are smart enough to realize that dude's just an idiot.
No, he's just being a politician.
That's worse than an idiot.
Like, just pound the table. But, I wanted to play that first because now you do have a change of heart for a certain gentleman in Rhode Island named Mark Fisher. He's the co-founder of the Black Lives Matter chapter there in Rhode Island. Some folks saying I didn't see that coming. Let's
I didn't
listen in to this clip together.
Black Lives Matter Rhode Island, Mark Fisher. Mark, thanks so much for joining the program. This is my favorite story of the day because it identifies with what I've seen in the barbershop. All the brothers, for some reason right now, are turning tides right now. And I just wonder, what is the big reason?
I think personally, it's the duplicity of the Democrats, the hypocrisy. We're not stupid. The brothers are not stupid. We understand when someone's for us and when someone is not. And it's obvious that the Democratic Party is not for us.
Yeah, I can't.
Their policies actually strike at the heart of the black family and the nuclear family.
Yeah, so, you were a part of Black Lives Matter. You founded it there. And now you're saying, you're not saying the entire Republican Party, you're saying Donald Trump. So what is it about Donald Trump? Is it the economics? You noted the black family.
No, I know. It's that he won't accept the results of the Civil War.
Good Lord.
Sorry.
What is it going to take for him to shore up this support amongst black voters?
Well, I just think that it's going to take information. A lot of people are misinformed. They don't really understand because they don't educate themselves on Donald Trump as a person and his history. But if they do that, and it's going to take, leaders, educated leaders, getting the word out there, I think that it'll happen on its own. It'll be organic because personally, I love the man. I mean, how could you not like if a real man? How could you not relate to someone like that?
Yeah, he watches every morning, so I'm sure he's cheering as you're saying this. We looked at some of the polls for Trump over Biden in the battleground states. In 2020, it was 8%. Now in 2023, he has 22%. And that's just not...
Wow. Just to repeat that, folks, I'm looking at it on the screen. And again, if you want to join the live stream, Joey Clark Live on YouTube, like and subscribe. 2020 Trump support in swing states among black voters was 8%. Based on, again, not Rasmussen, not Trafalgar, not right-wing Bob and Tom Shop or whatever. New York Times Siena College poll. Now it's gone from 8% in 2020 with black voters support in swing states for Trump, in now 2023, 22%. So there is a change happening. And it's mostly young men.
Yeah.
in the community, so to speak.
But that one caught me by surprise, mainly because to hear him actually come out in person and being a Black Lives Matter leader and say that, I imagine the pushback that he's getting, and because he didn't just snap and say, I'm going to say it, I'm sure there was some thought that went into it and probably discussed it with people, and he knew the pushback he was going to get. I'm proud that he did that.
Well, let's finish this up.
All right.
Not black men. So the election is right around the corner. If you had the opportunity to talk to the former president, I'm sure he's watching right now, what would you tell him?
Call me on my cell phone, man. I'll stop for Trump.
Mark, I'm fascinated by you. Why did you end up leaving Black Lives Matter? Or are you still affiliated with it?
No. I'm still affiliated with it. All day. Because the thing about it is my message that I preach and that I tout is unity. It's a message of unity. It's unity driven. I want to bring together all the marginalized groups from the margins and bring them to the center, because we're stronger together as a one nation indivisible under God.
Yeah. Mark Fisher, I think all Americans can go with a message of unity. We thank you so much for coming on the program. I hope you'll come back and check in with us.
I appreciate you. Keep up the good work, Lawrence.
And that's Fox and Friends. I like Lawrence a hell of a lot better than Brian. Kill me.
Joey.
That guy. I just can't stand him.
I noticed that.
It's not even rational anymore. I just see red.
You have derangement syndrome for that, man.
Yeah, no, I have Brian killed me derangement syndrome.
And I would know this because I remember when Trump syndrome came out, I thought people are crazy. Didn't Biden become elected?
Yeah, but
and I was like, I got it.
But I've tried to make the point before. Again, I try to be even-handed here that Obama derangement syndrome was also a very real thing.
It was, but I guess it was. I just didn't see it, I guess, as clearly as other people did.
I was here.
Yeah.
Producing other shows.
Yeah.
I saw it.
I bet.
The calls, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, there are a lot of people irrationally hateful of that man. So,
well, he's not a vegetarian, so I don't know why they hate him so bad.
272-9228. Let's go to Red Top real quick. Hey, Red Top.
Hey, Red Top.
Hey, that's right. I had forgotten all about Trump's steaks.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I just now thought of that, Joey, when you said that. Lord have mercy.
Trump steaks, Trump wine.
The wine, that's what I remember, the wine.
Yeah, and I'm sorry Hells Angels scared the hell out of you guys. I'll try to be a little more kind and gentle next time. Eddie didn't know the name of the song. He only heard 30 seconds. And ironically, you should talk about Black Lives Matters, because the third song I gave you is about Los Angeles and the Black Lives Matters riots. That's why it's named Hells Angels.
It was very different than I expected.
Yeah, well, a riot's not a nice thing, but the other two songs, I wish I was special in Overdrive. I wish you'd listen to Overdrive, Joe. It's a lot of fun. The one with the horn section.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard that yet, have you?
No, not yet. I got to plug it in.
Oh, damn. Oh, okay. Anyway, let me tell you who scares me about Donald Trump, and it's something that's happening right now in Georgia, is that racketeering commercial, a trial with the rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're taking the lyrics of his song and using it against him in this trial.
Yes.
And trying to get him associated with the other defendants. And this is a first, from what I can tell, and I've heard this from a lot of sources, was an artist has had his music and his lyrics used against him in court. And this is how crooked Atlanta and Georgia is, because I lived there 15 years, and it's by far even more crooked than Butler County, which I know that's hard to believe.
Wait, but aren't the lyrics like I shot Bob Johnson at 2:08 a.m. on July 5th, 2023? Isn't it very specific?
I'm not sure, Joey, because it's not my genre, but
I don't know either. Come on.
Regardless, if he didn't do it, and if they're going to start taking artists to jail for what is in their songs and try to use it as a motivator, this is coming from a musician's point of view. I find it scary, and if he's convicted, this is going to be used as a method to get Donald Trump on racketeering from his statements in his speech and connecting him to the riot. So this is worth watching, and that concerns me more than any of them at this point, because I saw this lady in court, the same prosecutor that's going to be doing Donald Trump, and she is twisted. So that's worth watching out.
Sounds like on just first blush a free speech violation to me, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Roll Tide, go Trump. See you guys.
Thanks, Red Top.
Well, you know, there was if they do find this guy guilty, there was a lady in Michigan, I don't know how long ago, but she was actually found guilty of murdering her husband because the parrot told on her. They listened to the parrot.
Parrot?
A parrot told on her. She's in jail. Murder.
What? She killed him.
I don't know exactly what it said, but I don't know how they even cross-examined it.
Or was it even worse than that, where it's like the sounds of the murder that the parrot was imitating?
Could have been.
I bet. Yeah, that's dark.
That's really dark.
Merry Christmas.
Also, who's got the parrot now? Because they live a long time.
Well, before we hit this break, let's go to David Johnson we have on the line. Hey, David.
Good afternoon, guys.
Afternoon, David.
I'm going to pick up where the mayor left off. He brought up the Civil War, right?
Mm-hmm.
First thing he said 400 years ago, which is funny, but this part's serious. He neglected to say the people that lost that battle were the Democrats. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah, the parties keep switching. Lincoln used to be, the kind of the radical, right? The Republican radical.
I don't believe they switched.
You don't think so?
They've just morphed in the way they suppress things. Interesting.
You know, they're the same people doing the same thing. I just thought I'd add that to the conversation. He either didn't know or definitely didn't want to say it.
My money's on didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you appreciate it, David.
Thank you, David.
Nah, he was just trying to say the truth in a very partisan way. It's like these folks sent us the migrants from the open border when we said we were a sanctuary city, and that's just hateful.
How's that hateful?
Because they're trying to disrupt these communities of color.
No, that's becoming the pipeline, the conduit that puts you together. You're a sanctuary city. You're looking for some migrants. Hey, we got some over here. I'll bring them to you. How am I the enemy?
Because you called me on my bluff.
Oh.
I was trying to signal my virtue, not actually
have to do something.
Embody it.
I got you.
Don't do that.
Have
you figured out how to embody any virtue?
Not for long periods of time, no.
Yeah, really?
I get bored of it pretty quick.
Yeah, it is tough.
It can be.
Yeah, you and I, we ain't no saints.
No. Don't claim to be. Never will claim to be.
Yeah, I've never claimed it.
Sinner from day one.
Speaking of sinners, did you see that George Santos is back in the news?
I was going to say, is he out? Because they were talking about yesterday they're going to throw him out. Is he out?
He's not out yet. George Santos is still alive.
They can't get rid of him.
They can't get rid of him. It's amazing.
At this point, I honestly started to side with Santos. If this guy is such a fraud and you've got to work this hard to get rid of him, maybe you're the fraud.
Maybe.
There's been a few developments. I just want to ask you about your conversation with Speaker Johnson. Have you spoken to him? What was your conversation
I spoke to him over Thanksgiving.
Well, it seems like you guys may have spoken more recently.
I spoke to him over Thanksgiving.
Over the turkey.
Over Thanksgiving. Like, we're fine.
To Mr. Hearn and Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, I did speak to him earlier today. There's no secrets in this place. It's amazing how you all know what goes on. I mean, you have cups over on my walls. No, I just had a conversation with him. He asked me how I was doing and if I had made my decision. I said yes. I mean, put up or shut up at this point. All these members are pushing this. They want me to resign because they don't want to take this tough vote that sets the precedent to their own demise in the future. Because they're not immune from all the nonsense that goes on in Washington where you all follow them around with cameras and microphones in their faces. they don't like it either. So they can keep up. They can keep doing this. But my message to them is either put up or shut up and enough of the charade.
Did he encourage you to resign?
No, not at all. Actually, he made a point to say that he was not calling me to asking me to resign.
What do we expect to hear from you tonight and tomorrow, or excuse me, on Thursday?
Well, you got to show up for that.
Thank you.
Oh, show up for that.
All right, so
wow.
Again, if he's that fraudulent, and believe me, I think he is. I don't think there's
I love it.
Nice piece of nothing with him.
I love that they're like, that guy's a criminal.
Right.
Like, well, what about what you do all the time?
And that's what, again, these people are so clean and pure, they can't get rid of a real criminal because he's going to let the cat out of the bag for them, perhaps?
I think they're kind of mad at him. It's like, George, could you just get better at this? You're a sloppy criminal, and we don't like that.
They are very sloppy, to be quite honest. It's just that we, the people, are just now starting to call them on their BS.
Yeah, some of them are more buttoned up than I think you want to think.
Oh, I'm sure, but not all of them.
Hey, should we hit a break?
Let's hit it.
More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon, and we have some exciting news to share with you. We've been serving the state of Alabama for many, many years, and now we are able and ready to offer the same great mortgage financing in Georgia and Florida as well.
Our company may be Alabama Home Mortgage, but now we can finance your Georgia home mortgage and your Florida home mortgage too. We couldn't be more excited to extend our customer base to our neighboring states. For years, we have had customers call us in hopes we could assist them with purchasing their vacation cabin in North Georgia or their dream home in Florida. And now we can. For those of you who have family and friends that live in Florida and Georgia, be sure to tell them the good news.
Whether you are looking to purchase or refinance a home located in Alabama, Georgia, or Florida, you owe it to yourself to give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time.
It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
It's that time of the year again, Alabama. That's right, it's Medicare annual enrollment period. This year, why not let United Healthcare guide you through the process to select a Medicare Advantage plan? Whether you choose our easy-to-use online tools or speak with our Medicare plan experts by phone, we can help you find the right United Healthcare plan for your needs and budget. With United Healthcare, you'll feel confident that you're choosing a plan that's right for you. This is Medicare made for Alabama, trusted everywhere. Let us help guide you through our wide range of plans. Call United Healthcare at 1-855-MEET-UHC. That's 1-855-MEET-UHC. 1-855-MEET-UHC. Or go to uhc.com to see your plan options. Annual enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th, so contact United Healthcare today and find your Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Plan Expert is a licensed insurance sales agent or producer.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio with me.
Hey, Joe.
And how much you know about ranching and running cows, Eddie?
Well, it's funny you say that. This past week, I had a client go out of town, and I had to take care of her mini farm for her, so I learned a lot in those 3 or 4 days. Nothing fun.
What was the most memorable part of your experience with the cows?
Well, she didn't have cows. She's got a couple horses and a bunch of pigs. The flat-out rudeness of the pigs. I was a little bit late one day feeding them.
The pigs were rude to you?
They were pretty nasty when I got there, yeah. They were, I was about an hour late to feed them, and apparently they like their food right at 6 in the morning. And I got there about 6:40ish, but they were kind of jerks, to be quite honest.
Like, what did they do to you?
Well, they just snorted and pitched a fit, and the day before I could almost pet them. This day they were done with me.
And you just weren't you didn't feel appreciated.
No, and I even brought them some extra treats.
Right.
That didn't do any good.
Well, let me try a different angle here then. So have you ever, had people vandalize property of yours?
Oh, yes.
Oh, really? Is there something that comes to mind? You get the, people roll a house and throw
landlord,
eggs.
Joey.
Oh, so it happens all the time?
Not all the time, but enough that it makes my blood boil thinking about it.
Like graffiti?
Graffiti or eviction, and they're going to tear up your house during that and all that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. So, okay. Well, take what you know from being a landlord.
Okay.
And what you learned on the farm.
Okay.
But don't think pigs.
All right.
Don't think soon-to-be evicted folks.
Okay.
Think cows.
All right.
In Wyoming. Yeah, I'm trying to expand what I read for bringing you information on the show.
Okay.
And I really haven't done that. A regular site I've sent me to a site I've never been to called CowboyStateDaily.com.
That sounds interesting.
CowboyStateDaily.com. Sounds
very manly.
Yeah, but doesn't it sound right up my alley?
No, but it sounds very manly.
What are you talking about? I'm manly.
Exactly. I could see you on a horse. Maybe more of a pony.
A pony?
Yeah, I could see you on a pony.
Not with my weight.
That's why we need the pony.
So, Cowboy State Daily has this headline.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anybody had this on their bingo card for a headline.
Okay.
Charges dismissed. So good news.
Okay.
But charges dismissed against Wyoming ranchers for bleaching penises onto their cows.
Huh?
So at first you gotta work out that sentence. You're like, did they bleach the penis? No. It's not. A Crook County, Wyoming judge has dismissed property destruction charges against a pair of ranchers accused of bleaching penis shapes and other markings on their neighbors' cows.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, it's like Sisyphus all over again.
I don't know about that guy, but I know there was a football field that was done to one time. And they did it with fertilizer, and 4 years later it was still there.
Well, no, but cattle goes way back. as like
It's
a
kinda
source of conflict.
Yeah, it's a branding type deal too.
No, seriously, like the Greek gods. Like as soon as Hermes was born, he stole a lot of Apollo's sacred cattle and made steak.
Well,
And Apollo was pissed.
Celebrate a birth, right?
Well, Apollo didn't see it that way. That little brat's the one who stole my stuff. And then Hermes wakes up and goes, "Relax, man, I made a lyre." And then Apollo learned how to play music, and it was a whole thing. But it started with rustling cattle or somebody stealing cattle. No, if you revisit Greek mythology, folks, you might be shocked at how many stories deal with rustling cows.
The sacred cows?
There's a lot of that.
Interesting.
Really is.
Never thought about that. But yeah, that's their commerce. That's a source of commerce for people. So that, back then, especially, that was super important.
Like one of the tasks of Hercules or Heracles is to clean the Aegean stables.
What do you call him?
It's two different names. Hercules is one.
Hercules is the only name.
Heracles?
I've never heard of her.
That's the Greek version.
That's a lady, obviously, maybe his sister.
No, it's actually because the goddess Hera was jealous of Zeus, stooping another woman again. And
nobody can keep in their pants.
And so she constantly tormented him.
Yeah, it sounds like a sister.
Right. And so to clean the Aegean stables hadn't been cleaned in eons. You talk about immortal cows always crapping. Bad enough with mortal ones.
Yeah, I fell in the Aegean Sea one time. It's not very clean either. They dump raw sewage straight into it.
Anyway, back to the present, back to Wyoming. Two Crook County, it's fitting, Wyoming ranchers who had been accused of bleaching male genitalia and other markings on their neighbors' cows are no longer facing charges, as the judge didn't find sufficient evidence to advance the case to the felony level.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, did it really cause any damage to the cows? Is the cow worth less now than it was before because it's got a shape on it? I mean, come on.
The property destruction charges against Patrick Sean Carroll, 66, and his son Tucker Kyle Carroll, 34, both have been dismissed without prejudice, meaning a prosecutor could bring the charges again if additional evidence compels him. After hearing testimony, the court hereby finds that there is not sufficient probable cause, and the matter is hereby dismissed without prejudice. Okay, thanks for the quote. Crook County Attorney Joseph Barron, the prosecutor, declined Monday to comment. Neither Patrick Sean Carroll nor Tucker Kyle Carroll responded immediately. The men were originally accused of bleaching penises and other shapes onto the bodies of 189 of their neighbors' heifers and 6 of his bulls to get the neighbors' attention after 3 years of the cattle crossing onto their land. It's starting to make sense here.
Property dispute.
Right.
Yep. Won't enter any letters, so I'll start graffitiing his cows.
The case started June the 21st when the cattle's owner, Philip Habek, contacted the Crook County Sheriff's Office to complain about the bleaching, which had allegedly knocked thousands of dollars off the cow's total value. What is this? Is it a show cow?
That's what I'm thinking.
How is it a...
I gotta say, I don't think so.
An experienced livestock seller estimated each of the bleached animals was worth $500 to $700 less per head. He said after checking with buyers, the cattle that would have been worth about $2,600 per head was instead worth about $1,850.
Dude, I mean, think about it, Joey. It's going to grow back.
Had the charges not been dropped and the men convicted, they faced up to 10 years in prison and $10,000 in fines for each of the 2 counts of property destruction. I was like, how'd you get in here? Bleached a penis on a cow. They kept walking on my land.
What are you supposed to do?
What, build a fence?
Hold on now. You can't keep your animals in check. That shouldn't be my problem.
Oh, that's a good point.
The way I look at it.
Anyway, I didn't expect that story. That's what I get for expanding my horizons.
What were you doing on that site anyway? What time of the night was it? What time of the night was it you were on that site?
It was this morning.
Really?
Yeah, like 9 this morning. Okay. I found the story. John, Gumptown John says, yup, Joey's scarf definitely says I'm thinking about Shakespeare. Oh, I forgot I have this thing on.
Yes, it does.
What do you mean? What's wrong with a scarf? It keeps your neck warm.
It's beautiful. Does your neck really get cold?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. It's never heard of that.
You have no sense of style.
Maybe that's it. We are from Alabama.
But I know there's a lot of men out there that want to be manly men.
And
I
when the
can't
neck
be
gets cold?
seen with a scarf. I just grin and bear it.
No, you get a gator. That's what a man does.
Yeah,
About
that
a
really
scarf.
solves the problem. A
Yeah,
gator.
a gator covers your neck. Then when you pull it up, if it gets too cold, you pull it up further. A lot better than looking like a girl.
What'd you say?
Huh?
This part of the program, if you want to be a manly man, brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. Doesn't matter what you wear.
Right.
Doesn't matter how you live that life. What matters is, do you have that edge that a man likes to have?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Like, you got that energy, you got that motivation, you got that aggression to a certain degree. You got it under control, but you're kind of ready to go out and seize the day.
Yep.
Well, Montgomery Men's Health can help you if you're noticing that edge has fallen off, that you've dulled out a little bit. If you're noticing a lack of energy, motivation, and drive, men, feeling sluggish all the live long day, you're physically tired, mentally tired, no libido, no sex drive to speak of, it could be low T.
Could be.
Low testosterone. And at Montgomery Men's Health for only $99, it's just a quick blood draw. They can help you figure out what's going on. And if you do, in fact, have low T,
yeah,
they have treatments that can help you, and a whole slew of different types of treatments. So most men, you won't be the first and you won't be the last they help. Because most men after these treatments experience higher energy, better gains in the gym, better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, and you might even notice an increased sex drive.
That's all right.
Just all right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more than all right. So check them out today. Make an appointment. Call Montgomery Men's Health at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can always go to montgomerymenshealth.com. And be sure to tell them that you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. Not happy with him. He's over there answering the phone, making fun of me about my scarf and keeping my neck warm. I see what you're doing over there, Eddie.
We'll get you a gator, man. Gator.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Do you have a cell phone or tablet that isn't charging, dying fast, or maybe the screen is damaged? Don't get suckered into buying a new one. XI Repair can fix your current device same day and in under 30 minutes. Their certified technicians fix and recover data from thousands of cell phones, computers, tablets, game consoles, and drones 7 days a week. Give them a call today at 334-777-1234 or visit them online at xirepair.com.
Next contestant.
Honey, you look confused. What's wrong?
I'm having a hard time remembering to take my medications like I'm supposed to. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to worry you.
I'm glad you told me, because I heard that Adams Drugs has a medicine on time service that will package your monthly medications and make them easier to manage. Our neighbors, Bill and Leslie, mentioned the other day that they use Adams and how they have made it so easy for them to manage their medications.
Do you think we can call Adams Drugs or go by there and see if they can help me? I don't want to get to the point where you have to put me into an assisted living home.
Why don't you get your medications together right now, and let's go down to Adams and talk to the pharmacist.
How much does the medicine on time service cost?
I asked Bill that same question, and he told me it's a free service for Adams customers.
Free? Wow, I'm feeling really good about this already. Let me grab my meds list.
Call Adams Drugs Medicine on Time for your pharmacist consultation. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for more information on our Medicine on Time packaging service.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a famous broadcaster. Hey man, what's happening? Now, I understand you radio people move a lot, is that correct? Yeah, sometimes. Well, how does this affect your taking care of your retirement money? Oh man, I don't give that a second thought because my buddy David Ernest, he's my money man. Your money man? With the money plan. I see. So no matter where I go up and down the dial, David has my back, you know? I'll bet you know some phone numbers our listeners could call to talk with David Ernest. 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And he has a website at retirewithernest.com. Hey, you're on top of it today, man. I also understand that you hold some sort of a record in broadcasting. Yes, I was the first person to put together a show with myself, a duck, a chicken, and a goose. But it didn't last long. We got taken off the air. Why were you taken off the air? Too much foul language, man. Oh my. So I wasn't crazy about that one myself.
Hi, this is Sharon with the Depot Furniture Gallery. Choosing to advertise with Blue Water was an easy decision to make. Our goal was to increase sales, and they reached the audience that we wanted to connect with. Our sales rep has been great to work with, and we couldn't be happier with the results.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by H&H Carpets, where you will find a complete line of Mohawk carpet with exceptionally clean, smart strand fiber. It's always available and ready to be installed. H&H Carpets, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We're still enjoying a dry weather pattern for now, but you probably know there's some big changes on the way. For tonight, partly cloudy. It'll be chilly, close to freezing by dawn tomorrow morning. Tomorrow for the daytime hours, high near 60, a sun and cloud mix. Dry through the evening hours, but showers and thunderstorms become likely late Thursday night and Friday. That's part one of a two-part storm system with more rain coming in for Saturday and Sunday and potentially a lot of rain. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. For work at your hunting camp or a job site, you need a utility vehicle you can depend on. The Kubota Sidekick from Capital Tractor, power to haul and top speeds of 40 miles per hour. Kubota and Capital Tractor in Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Let's go to Mike on line one. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, Joey, how are you, buddy?
Doing all right.
They call me Mikey Mike. I was just going to call you and give you a shout out about Men's Health.
Yeah.
I work my butt off about 12 hours a week, sometimes 14 hours. I really don't know how to say this, but I was kind of having a problem getting the blinds up in the bedroom, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
You sure? Well, anyway, I went to Men's Health, and my wife's got a cat, and anyway, he always used to jump on the blinds. But anyway, when I got back, Men's Health really knocked it out of the park for me, man. And I don't have any problem with those blinds getting up in the bedroom anymore.
Other than the cat.
And the cat can't scratch them blinds no more.
Okay, good.
Gotcha.
Good.
Gotcha.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mike.
Sounds like you're having a Merry Christmas, Mike. Hey, Papa B, how you doing?
Oh, look, Eddie, don't make fun of men with scarves.
Thank you.
My scarf.
Well, I'm not making fun of men with scarves. I'm making fun of Joey.
Well,
buddy.
okay, that's a different.
He's my buddy. I'm not saying all men should not wear scarves. I'm just saying Joey looks silly.
You got to be self-assured. You got to be assured in your manhood to be able to wear one. I promise you.
Well, now,
that's right, Eddie.
I'll give Joey that. He is very confident in his manhood because as much as I dog him out about it, he still wears it. So I give him all the props for that.
It's kind of like having a blankie.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
Oh, good gracious! Like, you know, I'm just so tired of having to deal with all these marginalized people. Oh my goodness! And Oh, their grievances is just, I've had enough, man. Matter of fact, they should adopt the Taylor Swift song "Trouble" as their theme song. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
I'm just impressed Papa B knows Taylor Swift.
Oh, she's the queen.
I guess so.
To all of us.
Wow.
I'm laying on the cold hard ground. What?
Well, at least you said that one and not lover. Like, you know, please.
Oh, me, oh, my. You know, I was looking at, you know, some of this stuff that you were talking about earlier, this BLM guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my first thought is, I don't trust that. I don't trust it at all.
Yeah?
But, you know, I mean, I've heard the report and I heard, you know, the interview that you had. What do you make of it, though? I mean, is this...
No, there is a change happening. That number in particular, black voters in swing states has gone from 8 to 22% support for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a real shift happening, especially with young black men. There seems to be the new media, the new internet culture seems to be driving this change in large part.
Yeah, that's a positive.
Oh, definitely.
Sign.
Oh, definitely.
Very positive.
I mean, but I just, you know, I can't help but be suspicious.
I maintain, you know, it's the biggest divide is not black, white, or any of the racial use stuff. I think there is something, though, to the divide between men and women.
Oh, yeah.
Very real. Of course. Well, that's human nature, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, that's just who we are as people. So what? You know, that's just part of it. But anyway, all right, guys, enjoying the show as usual.
Appreciate you, Papa B.
Thank you, Papa B.
272-9228.
Do you wear that scarf around the house?
What do you mean?
Do you wait till you go outside to wear it? You don't ever wear it inside the house?
If I walk into the house and don't take it off, it might be on for a little while.
Oh, okay. Check.
Would you like me to do a little dance for you, sweetheart?
I was going there, but no, not now.
Now, Mark Cumby's saying, you know, never owned or worn a scarf. Well, you're missing out, Mark. Joey applying for a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one.
Oh no, I end up with some hot princess who doesn't know she's hot.
Yeah, but never mind. Yeah.
And Mark goes on, he says, Joey will be wearing a turtleneck next. And Gumtown John jumps in with a scarf. Bastards. Excuse me, pardon me. Didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Didn't mean to say that.
Of course not.
It's just, sometimes y'all get under my skin. And I'm all for some good fun.
Yeah.
Like you know, the ribbon's a real thing on this show. And we certainly rip the politician.
Oh, yeah.
But so we got to take some ourselves.
Oh, we do.
But, you know, sometimes y'all's ribbon can be just hurtful.
Well, let me ask you, has anyone ever told you, Joey, you talk too much and you should let Eddie talk more?
No.
That hurts when people say that, Joey. Eddie, you should talk less and let Joey talk more.
Really? People say that to you?
My wife. Hurts my feelings every time.
Well, that makes sense. She's
Hurts
heard
my
enough.
feelings every time.
You could say not another word for the rest of your life, and she would be fine. Like, she's heard enough.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
I know. Now you're going to turn into Hall and Oates. Dude, you saw that Daryl Hall has filed a restraining order against John Oates?
Went down the rabbit hole. All right, I saw some Daryl Hall videos. All he does is dog out Oates. Said that he never contributed to nothing. It was awful. I never have known the relationship they had together, but apparently it was pretty strained the whole time. And Oates said, look, he won't let me do anything with the name. He won't let me do anything with the band, so I'm just selling my half of the business. And now he won't let me do that. I'm telling you, the interviews I saw with Daryl Hall, he looked like just a royal jerk.
Really?
Yes. I was like, what? And I never saw that side of it. But he flat out said, they were like, what about Maneater? What about your big hit? He did nothing. He did nothing. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I still listen to him, though.
Yeah, almost is right.
But I hate that that's come to that.
One-on-one, I wanna play that game tonight. Yeah, there's so many. Adult education.
Oh.
I can't go for that. Man eater. You make my dreams come true.
Oh, yeah. I love her on those. I hate they can't get along.
Mm-hmm. She's gone.
She's gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my. Need the devil to replace her. Hey, let's hit a break.
Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Start your day a better way with Action 8 News Rising. Get your first look at news happening today, plus your latest forecast and live traffic reports. Don't settle for the same old morning newscast. Watch Action 8 News Rising, weekday morning starting at 4:30. Don't know an iPhone from a flip phone? You need to watch Action 8 News. Consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker keeps you on top of the latest technology and keeps you safe from scams and identity thieves. Watch What the Tech, only on Action 8 News.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. News and Views in the afternoon. Right out of time here, so I'm going to break being cool. Hey, Eddie, do we have Ray on one? All right. We got Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Ron was trying to beat in, and I had 2 more seconds. I'd have clicked over and brought him in the conversation. He wouldn't know what was going on.
Dadgummit. One of these days.
I know. One of these days I'm going to get him. That would have been perfect timing. But, hey, I know we don't have a lot of time. We got a month and 2 days left of this sale, and these prices are gone at that point. If you need a floor down, like Lily, I sent somebody to Wetumpka today. They need it down by Saturday.
Wow.
We can get it done. We had another customer that called in doing a new construction. I'm going to hold the product for 2 months. So, again, sign off on it, put a deposit down. We got storage. We'll hold it for you. You don't even have to hold it.
Wow. Okay.
So call us today, 285-8117. We'll come out and give you a free measurement. Next thing you know, you got a floor down. Just that simple.
Again, 285-8117, folks, and be sure to tell them when you call 285-8117 that you heard Ray Bowles here on the radio with Joey and Eddie. And, I mean, you okay? Is Mohawk okay? You're like, did y'all hit your heads or something? This thing
No, I'm tired. I'll be honest with you. I'm just off last week. I'm exhausted this week. But it's been a great sale. We've saved a lot of people a lot of money.
Yes, you have.
Still rolling. And we, like I say, we don't play around. Once you sign the contract, we're in there within a week getting your floors turned around.
Love that.
Well, appreciate you as always, Ray.
Guys, have a great day.
You too, Ray. Take it easy, buddy.
Again, that number for Prattville Carpet, 285-8117. So did we learn anything in the last hour?
That I reminded that Darryl Hall's a bit of a jerk.
Yeah.
But he does have a good show.
And that you just want to hate on scarves?
Not really scarves in general, just people who wear them.
Just me wearing one?
Well, I don't see many other men wearing them, so I'll hold that judgment open.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe because they choose not to.
What did I tell you about the subtextual homophobic stuff?
I still don't know what that means.
And on that note, Greg Budell and Happy Hour. They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is